ZAZ to AAA by Billy McBride. Copyright at 2017. By William McBride. All rights reserved. Book ZAZ. Part 1 right now. I love you. Say it. Teresa, I love you. Benevova, I love you too. Teresa, just right. Ariel, walk. Kelly, if only we could beat pain and humiliation. Aura to ferret at the horse's eyes, look at the seagulls. Thrickbert. From Hawaiian Sonnets. What are they doing up there? Elaine, who cares? Maybe they like Richard Nixon. Ariel, what is out there? Billy. Aura, talking about the places south of us. Live Oak. The city is close by. Benevova, and what do they do? Kabbalah, I think they watch football. Benevova. Billy. Do you want to watch football? Donna. Gently, I think you know Benevova does not want to watch football. Marilyn 25. That is how to rock. Thrickbert, on how many sentences we need? Alice. What? Benevova. Rosalinda. Billy's spiritual mom. I was thinking Alice. We want to get rid of pain and humiliation, but we always change the subject. Benevova, that's good. But if you cannot solve a problem, it's better to dissolve it, and become distracted from it by changing the subject. Elaine, perfect. Be jolly. Yaffa, when will I cry? When will I laugh? Benevova, if not now, when? Benevova. Rosalinda, don't put that. Penelope, on what Rosalinda was saying afterwards. All right. Benevova, we could do that. Some word play, but not now. Aura to ferret at Book ZAZ. Part 2. Waking up from a nap. I wonder if we have a language as part of us before we speak our words. It seems so much is waiting within to be said, but maybe for the fact that they are within makes them still something valid which, because of these words, affects our lives as a story might, or like an unwritten autobiography. Benevova. Billy M. There's more. Billy. Libby, that I have a life. Because I am a writer and invent sometimes phrasings to express this or that. Maybe I take hard life sometimes because it is a little like geometry where one formula can follow with strict rules many paths upon applying it and yield a result. Benevova, keep going. Kelly, being a writer, I see how words sometimes relate to make phrases, but if they come from within me, and within me is life, then my own story, by which I mean my actions, and attitudes, my sense of being in my surroundings, my feelings and thoughts, and my physical living in this world are all shaped because I choose to have possibly words for them at times expressed. Yet, this would also have a risky side, being that if words have such power over my life, if I make less out of those words of each present moment, that they might fail at times and cause me to fail too. Benevova, keep going. We love you. Aura to ferret at I love you too. Billy gives by thinking to them some yellow orchids. I am saying that the risk is due to not being aware of good phrasing methods of life phrasing, which words work most naturally together to get the best result out of life, but at different times since all words do not come out at once. Benevova, all right. From there we can say it would be a good thing to study moments in the present and see if the words from the way you life your life in the present moment are working out or are disharmonious, which when disharmonious bring you trouble. Elaine, thanks. Elaine thinks to her a blue orchid. I will see about all this and also about making the list again of all of the people and animals who died in my lifetime whom I knew or knew about. Benevova, Book ZAZ. Part 3. Let's try some words to see if this is how things are. Ariel, Billy thinks. 1. Summer. Billy, try again. Says Ariel. 2. Summer schedule. Not bad. 3. Chair cat. That's unchangeable. 4. Worry angels. That needs to change. 5. Worry summer. Also needs to change. 6. Confusion music. Needs to change. 7. Writing music. That's fine. 8. Sonnets June. That's okay. 9. Schedule charity. Tov. 10. Reading aloud and afternoon. Maybe change. Ariel, now see better a need to match categories like summer and schedule. They both have the category time in common. Valerie, also. The way you might learn to tinker with life word combinations might be to add to the existing words not another existing word but a new and traditional word. For example, when a room is a mess, instead of acting after saying mess and worry or something like that, say instead, mess and boat, because traditionally the words go together, as in Kenneth Graham's Messing Around in Boats from his The Wind and the Willows. Therefore, bring in some element into the room which has to have something boaty about it to complete the tinker for more beauty addition. Aura to ferret at Book ZAZ. Part 4. Set up the mood for the synthesizer. Adjust the environment before playing. Grouchy. Kiss. AWW. Kissed by an angel. Benevova, you know it. Teresa, I now mark this day as Kissed by Tob Shbeeb Day. Benevova. And you know what? Benevova what? Penelope, I kind of liked it. Benevova, not right now. Rosalinda. I would like to think about Tob Shbeeb. Benevova, Rosalinda is your mother. Diana, she's alright. Benevova, she better be. Elaine, it is not every day that I get a chance to know. What? Well. Benevova, well what? Benevova. Her Ben. Rosalinda, well. I thought I was a Benevova until now. But that does only mean what I think it means. Benevova, that doesn't make sense. Benevova. Frick, but I know. But there are some things beyond that which is in our philosophies which are mysteries. Benevova, I hope you don't mean to say that we are not cognizant of what they are. Benevova. Perak, I would like to think so, being that angels claim to know it all. I would like also to think that one day, maybe not too far away, that I, Benevova, one of the ones, can play the way I want, whether I know what I know or don't. Benevova, you know a sufficient amount. Yet just wait and see. Perak, he doesn't even know how to count. Robbie Pop. All of us one of these days. Benevova. You will be a super Benevova. Amy, that is just right. And when I get to be so, I will then go outside and tell everybody. Benevova, what will you tell them? Benevova. Rosalinda, I will tell them I have always loved my mom and dad, both on earth and the ones in heaven. And I am not ashamed to say so. Benevova, thanks. Benevova. Rosalinda, book ZAZ. Part 5. Wow. What a dream. Kind of a metal settle loop and understanding. Binner. Mixed in. Benevova, enjoy it. Yaffa, alright. There was a marriage feast. I was friends with the bride, and we had to manually wash our dishes outside by the seashore in these trowels for dishwashing, which I used during the last marriage in another dream. In this one, my earth dad accompanied me for a while, and the bride showed me her new wedding gift pets, a koala bear, half size, and a lizard, one I've never seen before. Much I cannot remember went on before the rats chased a friend and I upstairs, but I befriended the rats after throwing some off the stairs, and they befriended me. And an old friend of mine cried and gave me a hug when two of our other friends showed up smoking pot in a room, and I told them to immediately put it out. Another rough man asked me why, and I told him in a funny voice that I was no good at committing crime. But before the hug, I remembered my own angel children, who are safe, and I sent to them a letter saying how much I love them. Benevova, not bad, but we loved that dream. Ariel, that's my favorite one. Dream. Rosalinda, she says that with just about every metal settle dream. Marian, why is that? Benevova, they are good, but she's being good too. Aura to ferret it, alright. Marriage and rats do not go together, but I did make friends with the rats. Koala and rats and lizards do. I think there is even a poem with rats and lizards in it, maybe in Macbeth. Benevova, yet. Perak, now thank Hashem. Robbie Pop, Ahava. Beruch Hashem for the great metal settle dream. For my Mispaka family, including our Yeladim children. Ahava. Amen. Benevova, nice job. Aura Ahavat Aura. Benevova, book ZAZ. Part last. Now that we've been playing with tempo changes while the drum track stays one tempo, let's program more drum beats in the JD11 for later to use. And maybe some with different tempos too. Aura to ferreted. Henry Matisse was the one whom we learned how to write Hawaiian sonnets, our best book of poems. Perak, yes. We owe him thanks. Elaine, thanks. Henry. All Ahabatin Aten and Ahobin Aten. H. Mattis, we love your art too, which you did on Earth. Honey, the site is down. But do you remember how coherence worked for a few of our biography books like this one? Book ZAZ. Kelly, yes. Especially the ones which we wrote during our time in Hawaii. Grouchy, what happened when we returned to Texas was a kind of withdrawal from writing those kinds of books. You Benevova, had too much pain from writing so many, and we shifted our attention more to our music. Penelope, I still am glad I wrote with you all of those. Benevova, they will help. Elaine. Benevova thinks of an idea. Try it. Frick, but alright. Meet. Benevova, yay. Elaine, alright. Ha. How about father? Benevova, yay. Elaine, ha. How about Cometh? Benevova, yay. Elaine, what the? Benevova, I thought I told you not to say what the anymore. Robbie Pop, hoops. Ahava. Robbie Pop. Benevova, now what? Kabbalah, Richard Nixon had a bad time on Earth. Still people dislike what he did, which is understandable, but he's a good angel now, as you know. Ora to Ferretet Ahavat and Ahava to each and all. I love you. Richard Nixon, we love you too. You're not a crook anymore. Valerie and all Finnis booked YAY. Part 1 please. Listen, I am out in the heat, but I fly for fun. Bird little, chirping. Please, don't put what is my name. I am helping you be a benevolent. Bird little, thank you. I want you to come to the window and be. Bird little, Billy didn't catch that last word. And be what? Benevolent? Try harder. Rosalinda, and what is the bird's name? Billy M. Collier. Pause. I think I need a nap. Benevolent, what the? Robbie Pop, answer the questions. Benevolent. Rosalinda, I know that you need something to eat for la tear. Thank you for translating well. You can get a bean and cheese burrito. Thank him, not me. Do a minan. Bird little, chirping. Thank you Hashem for Mazza, food, and Bird little, Ahava, and thank you for Linda and Barbara, his cats. Amen. All of us now, don't listen to me. Bird little, Ahava, Billy M. Frick, but Ahavat, he thinks everybody little pink marigolds, and Ahavat bird little, he thinks to hit some bird seed and mayim. Water. Benevolent, we love you. Ora to Ferreted says while scratching his nose, do you want some music now? Perak, which one? Benevolent, wait just a minute. Teresa, do it. Bertha Lamp. Benevolent Tov. Valerie, nothingness. Benevolent Tov. Again. Valerie, try an entire line next time. Bertha, alright. There is no entire, but how about waiting in a hot tureen? Benevolent, good. Ora to Ferreted book YAY. Part 2, perhaps there is a cycle to this sense of change. But shall we see if there is a pattern? It seems a nicer word, cycle, than change, but change is better in meaning, though not always better considering the losses we must endure. Benevolent, I wonder where Bird little went. Benevolent, she's fine. Elaine, you know that picture wasn't Bird little. She's actually brown. A brown house finch. Robbie Pop, her mate Tommy T, is out there too. He's red. Elaine, about the cycle. Think of Heraclitus, not Anaximander, who thought that everything was strife and at war with each other, but the way Heraclitus speaks of fire. Kabbalah, I know we step in the river never twice, therefore things change. But what about cycles? Benevolent, cycles have to do with return, but first something must be lost. Or what if, like Freud's return of the repressed occurs? That's a sort of negative cycle. Benevolent, aha. Or can cycles ever end? Benevolent, aha. Or do you think I should try with some if they bring me hard loss? Benevolent, well, there are ways to cope with the inevitable so that the cycles can be better ignored at times, rather than become obliterated. Or Billy feels a sting in his toenail. That's not a cycle. Billy M. Shay, well, it's gone. The pain went away. Benevolent, what is juxtaposed with cycle? Billy. Tov shalom, well, cycle could be passion, as in Alfred Jerry's The Passion was an uphill bicycle race. Benevolent, anymore. Tov shalom, how about Psyche, as in Ode to Psyche by Keats? John. Benevolent, that's too far. We don't want a pun now. Tov shalom, there is a bicycle in Gilbert and Sullivan's operatic part called Nightmare. I forgot the opera. Maybe Ireland. Benevolent, you are a benevolent. Check it out. Shay, yes. Looking it up. It is Ireland. Benevolent, go again. Tov shalom, booked YAY. Part 3, I accept that I'm to cope. And while I'm at it, I'll have my caviar, please. Joking. Benevolent. Frick, but shakes his head without restraint. Oh well. Benevolent, sometimes we write like this, off and on, with a long pause between making sentences. Amy, let Marilyn do a sentence. Elaine, I will. Benevolent, Ahava. Beruch Hashem for our Yeladim. Children playing the music now. Ahava. Amen. Marilyn, now we listen to the opera Ireland. Kabbalah, shall we dance? Benevolent. Frick, but shakes his head no. Oh, shucks. Benevolent, maybe later. She points him to his right knee in pain. Frick, but we know you've been thinking about your old place in town. Benevolent. Honey, I was thinking about the different angles of light outside the window of that place. Benevolent, it was good. That was a good day when you sold your CD collection. Amy still. It would be nice to have the stereo back. But I will stop thinking about that. Benaviva, it's okay. We could use a surround sound setup in time. Amy cool. Benaviva, we are listening to the Opera Island now. And no, you always feel that there is no time to re-listen to all of that good classical music from your past. But we are doing well with our own music. Teresa, don't worry. You will see. Amy, that's good. Billy was thinking of making another family portrait. Grouchy, now that we have some black ink for the printer, we might print out some pictures for the walls. Benaviva TOV. Aura, yes. Let's do that soon. Libby, we might not write a sonnet for a bit. Bertha, we want to do this type of writing. Grouchy, either way. We are learning. Ariel Ireland is pretty good. Ahava to each and all. Gilbert and Sullivan. Libby Beruch Hashem for Gilbert, Sullivan, and the singers and other music people. Ahava. Amen. Grouchy, do not put. Now what? Rosalinda book YAY. Part last, it's enough just to suggest that things can all be tied together here. Elaine still. It is nice to remember the recent past. Penelope right now. Billy M. Bertha alright. Activity or active and doubtful. Benaviva good. Who is it? Tov Shalom, it is Macbeth. Benaviva good. This experience is of Macbeth when he is beginning to doubt that he is immortal and a keeper of his kingdom. Libby, what's the coping strategy past that instant of Macbeth? In other words, how do you cope with being Macbeth like that? Bertha, I could go after the adjectives or I could. Well. Benaviva, well. What Benaviva? Rosalinda, maybe I can prove that I am actually not Macbeth. Benaviva, you are a Benaviva. Rosalinda, did Macbeth sell his CD collection? Did Macbeth ask for caviar? Did Macbeth yearn for his old place in town? Has Macbeth? Well. Benaviva, well. What? Benaviva. Robbie Pop. Has Macbeth a fondness for the bird Little outside and her mate Tommy T? Benaviva, or does Macbeth sit in the dark writing? Turn on the light. Benaviva. Right now. Libby. He does. I miss counting and well, you know. Benaviva, yes. Abraham Abulafia has taught you how to count. Libby, what about what else you said? Billy. Bertha, alright. When Macbeth is mad and he calls out liars and slaves, I will change that line. Benaviva, thanks. Bertha, for liars I will change to will, as in Robert Louis Stevenson's And I Laid Me Down with a Will from his poem. Benaviva, great. Bertha, and slaves I will think about our own line. Played I a slave for pizza? I. No way from Hawaiian Sonnets. Our best book. For not. Where there's a will there's a way. But our own. Which way will I go? Benaviva, well. Which way? Benaviva. Rosalinda Finnis book ZAZ. Part 1, studying an order of the spatial with the linguistic nominative elements of a state like Texas as a map, and finding some order out of the state's seemingly chaotic arrangement in its land features. City names and other elements is closer to the way we might study a cloud using math than using some linear geometries. Marian, maybe we should do more close readings of Milton's Paradise Lost soon. Marilyn, alright. Frick, but as far as a study like we were saying of Texas. Elaine, let's do it. Shay, yes. A little like our Kabbalistic studies of patterns in Much Ado About Nothing. Let's study the elements of the meaning of Texas again. Elaine, we will start with everything spatially that is not funny about it, and isolate them first. Frick, but how do we do that? Frick, but Benaviva, by first looking at Kabbalah's map of Texas to find some clues. Frick, but then we will find some pattern and show how the pattern relates to the parts of Texas which are funny. Yaffa, why will we do that? What do you see as an outcome? Benaviva, we see something interesting that we want to unfold and develop. Yaffa, Texas is not a ball. Balls are round and bouncy. The shape of Texas is more like a star at certain points and a square cross at others. Elaine, yes. The shape of Texas does not make anybody laugh. It would be better as a complete circle. But is there anything funny about the parts of the shape of Texas which is funny? Yaffa, the bottom has a little squiggle. Elaine, yes. But it is more like a hook. Kelly, flat and river border. Squiggly mixed just are not funny combinations. Yaffa, the name Texas from Tejas means friendship. Shay, but Texas has that unfortunate X in its name. Amy, yes. Linguistically it is like Uranus but with a dental sounding harsh T at its start. To say it right, one must say something like Heart of Texas, but not sing it, and most do not know how to pronounce it right without it sounding like they are cursing something or someone. Teresa, also. The Texans need to learn to pronounce Texas as the lands instead of Texas so as not to look like Mammonites. Elaine, no one wants to look like a Mammonite. Teresa, so we have nothing funny yet except the possibility for funniness. For in Texas there is much to search. Honey, I don't like Texas as much as Hawaii. Benavova, yes, we know. Texas is a place which is so big that MOAT could be built on it, and hardly take up a sliver of it, but overwhelming as it is, we make our happy home here. So chill. Shay. Book ZAZ. Part 2 right now. Where is Cabela's map of Texas? Rosalinda, by the books, but if not there, I think it is mixed in with some drawings. Benavova, get it right now. Benavova. Rosalinda, alright. Benavova. After looking by the books, then in the drawings, in the closets, and back in the books, after a while he finds it. Cabela's map of Texas. Whew. Got it. Finally. Benavova, thank you. Benavova. Rosalinda, not right now. Benavova. Rosalinda. When Billy was thinking of opening up the map, alright. We know there are 50 parts to Cabela's map of Texas. Tob Shbeeb, yes. Each part is called by an individual name of a state in the United States, like California, Delaware, Missouri, etc. Ariel, what do you think about writing as if guided, possessed by a muse? Benavova, not right now, but that's good to note. Benavova. Ariel, was there any muse to the Texans who gave it its name revised from the Indians, or the name of its cities? Benavova, no. Ariel, we did our MOAL project in addition to starting designing MOAT. Benavova, yes. But why won't MOAL work? Amy, it works. Kelly, yes. But Benavova has not enough energy to get it set up. Amy, alright. There are 50 states in Texas. Elaine, each state is a bundle of a few counties. Amy, you can look at the map in a bit. Honey, when Benavova was getting fidgety, Texas is no different than other states. It is land. Some people own this piece and that. Sometimes the government owns a share. Elaine, we know, but the names of it are high spiritual golf scores, which our lower spiritual golf scores were shot by changing every county's name to a better, lower score name. See our book, MOAL and Gematria. Teresa, who has seen the wind. Christina Rossetti. Honey, why did you say that? Honey. Teresa, just for fun. Honey, book ZAZ. Part 3, this is the hard part. Benavova, yes. I know. Bertha, I think I became what I beheld, being that Texas was not funny, and I spent some time with it on my mind that I lost my sense of humor and became unhappy. Benavova, you did. Bertha, perhaps if we change the subject matter. Elaine, yes. I know you hate not recycling ideas. Bertha, on what Billy was thinking. Alice. Christina Rossetti. Who has seen the wind? Benavova, I could start with telling you that study won't work either. Bertha, something's up. I can tell. Benavova, aha. Honey, I want to juxtapose what I feel, the word or words, with what I can do about it. That's my hope. Benavova, go for it. Frick, but I feel disappointed. I can add the word steal to disappointed from Steely Point. I think from Shakespeare. Benavova, not right now. You're going the wrong way. Ora to ferreted. How about does not disappoint and change the does to nothing and then to signification? Benavova, that's fine. Billy. Grouchy and signification to sign. Therefore I will add a sign to my disappointment for now. Benavova, how will you do that? Honey, what sign have I been considering finding? Stop. No. Love. No. Waterloo. Maybe. Benavova, no. None of them. It won't work now because it is not time to play that game. Honey, maybe I could just give up my writing and seek the hope of pleasure. Benavova, number. Don't give up writing. But pleasure is fine. Bertha, we were doing better yesterday. Benavova, yes. I know. Yaffa, you lost much. Benavova. Bertha, book ZAZ. Part last, what do you want to read? Billy. Donna, well, I enjoyed The Wind and the Willows the other day. I would even say that reading might be my only hope now. Benavova, yes. At this time. We think so. Frick, but well, I could read aloud from Paradise Lost. Benavova, or stories and poems for extremely intelligent children of all ages. Libby, yes. That's good. Ora to ferreted, go get it. Frick, but I know what you're thinking. Billy. That you are feeling like a subject and an object. Chill. Bertha, go get the book. Benavova. Grouchy, yes. Go get it. Billy M. Ora, get that book right now. Teresa, right now. Rosalinda, right now. And read Roaring Mad Tom aloud. Ora, alright. I will. Benavova, thank you. Benavova. Ora. He reads that poem and a few more. Maybe I've reached the end of the road again, the end of time. And I need to backtrack. Benaviva yes. You can stall the spacecraft if we say so. Kabbalah we say so. Yaffa thanks all. Benaviva before I stall it. However, I think I will make some slight changes to the room, and then turn back the clock. Benaviva also. We are proud of you. Aura much has happened. Elaine we are in control. You will enjoy stalling the spacecraft. Libby we are not conservatives, but as Dr. Samuel Johnson said, no man is obligated to do all he can. Ama you can blame Texas for causing you to recognize that you have reached the end of time again. If there is a next time, a reunion of fun ideas, we will see. For now, as Lord Byron said, and the heart must pause to breathe, and love itself have rest. Elaine Finnis Book Vav. Part 1 Who is it who intrudes and shows off in Shakespeare's plays? Shay it is Joan of Arc from Henry the VI. Bertha Darn. I was hoping to sell just one of my book. I don't love you anymore. In color. Benaviva we don't care. It will be fine. Elaine I want to make a note about Thrickbert's tweak of the environmental mix. Benaviva alright. Now what? Teresa shall I list the people I cared about who died? Benaviva go for it. Thrickbert there's Gaga. George Burns. Frank Sinatra, Michael Landon, Nicole, the crocodile hunter and the next door neighbors. Benaviva keep going. Grouchy there's Karen M. Tilly, Mr. Carmichael, Mrs. Carmichael, Mr. Stewart, Bernard, Louis Armstrong, Robin Williams, John, Gagas John, Keith Emerson. Benaviva any pets? Grouchy Speedy, Zing, Katie, Tiger, Max, Bug, Frederick, Bandit, Ollie, Peep, Lucky, Lucky's Kittens, Samson, Snickers, Velcro, Misty, Grey Kitty, Cindy. Benaviva any more people? Marion Commander Lynch, Calvin, James, John, Grandpa, Great Uncle Cornell, Great Cousin Jim, Jim from Houston, and a bunch more I suppose. Benaviva what would MIDI people think if there were such people who thought you were an android? Grouchy they would probably think of me as a person who wants to help out others. Benaviva camera, life, chickens. Bertha was just writing by stream of consciousness. Penelope people hardly read in Hawaii. Elaine yes. Here too in Texas. Honey we like to read. People have different interests. Elaine so we have been thinking of investment. The concept. Teresa from Angel Bugging. Grouchy what about our flowchart too? And solitude. Aura to ferret at Book Vav. Part 2 Ahava Beruch Hashem for Charlotte and Ben. The little kids promoting our soon to be published books. ZAZ. YAY. Zax and Vav. This one. And beyond. Ahava Amen. Valerie who has seen the wind. Christina Rossetti. Ben what about Loretta and Bruce? Bertha they may be promoting ZAZ. YAY. Zax and Vav and beyond as well. Aim to promote there must be a dialogue. Sometimes it turns out to be a setup. Penelope to promote one must speak aloud. Ariel Vav. Ben C. Ben knows what's up. Honey the band. Billy. Aura YAY. Charlotte cool. We like it much. Honey Vav. Ben said they love us and our books. And they are helping. Grouchy this is good. Billy M. Ariel they were advertising both Why I Am a Writer as well as Mountain Frogs a while ago. Grouchy they said just now Hope and something. Ariel it was not our book Hope was high but our other book on conflict and hope. Aura that was Ben who was advertising on conflict and hope. Kabbalah Emma at. The monkey cat will give them some candy. Elaine YAY. Charlotte see what I mean. Elaine now they are good but what else? Kabbalah Loretta and Bruce. Ama yes. Marilyn Loretta and Bruce are about to encounter the Citra era. The other side. Elaine Book Vav. Part 3 There will be a war. There will be a war. There will be a war. Benaviva say it one more time. Benaviva. Robbie Pop there will be a war. Benaviva yes. That's our next little book. Robbie Pop. Patience the opera by Gilbert and Sullivan is playing. Don't turn it off. Benaviva. Donna sometimes angels beside us sound like children. Sometimes adults. Sometimes the elderly. Sometimes they sound even like criminals. As you know. Even though they are not. Elaine do not look at Variety Meal. On the Catford label. Rosalinda K. Sorry mom. Benaviva don't call me mom. Just playing. Rosalinda one more time. Robbie Pop one more time. What Pop? Benaviva you know what to do. Robbie Pop Beruch Hashem for Mishpaka. Family. And Gilbert and Sullivan. Ahava Amen. Benaviva Billy. One tire of your bike is Gilbert and the other is Sullivan. Aura they need to be pumped up says your Earth Dad. but we say that's how they are supposed to be. A little flat. Elaine ha. Benavova that's a metonymy. Elaine yes it is and earlier you were interjecting some silly stuff. Billy. Bertha. Patience is still playing. Don't turn it off. Billy. Yaffa don't worry as you know I like this music. Benavova War will be a good book. The kids will promote that future text as well as UAU. Tat. SAS. RA and all the way up to AAA. That's one reason we are writing much. Because this will be fun. Honey we like fun. Good clean fun. Aura we don't want you to worry. But take a break. Ariel take a break from our synthesizer music until we tell you when again to play. Elena Havatinatan. Benavova book Vav. Part last rereading Harold Bloom's Anxiety of Influence. I see that Bloom talks much about personal events. Especially about loss and our need and strategies to fend it off. Benavova and what? Honey why does he not talk about nothingness? Benavova because he also does not believe that there is an unconsciousness. Elaine that's good. Every bit helps. Perak the meaning of consciousness means a positive situation of being conscious in a community. Elaine. Is there solitude? Not in degrees, but at all. Benavova what do you need to know that for? Elaine I want to know if ignorance is a sort of bad consciousness. Ignorance of the community. Benavova I don't want you to worry, but there is solitude visually but not mentally for every person. Elaine I know you want to help people. Billy. Yaffa well, when one has angels helping one, as I do, there are possibilities which open up for social action, or just action, since everything is social anyway. Benavova how would you like to make some digital or regular paintings? Ariel well, I want to, but I also want to clean the place up a bit. Sometime soon though. Benavova Homer is someone to think about. Ben. Rosalinda I see. Benavova Homer. Billy. Is one reason you are good at working on things. But like other writers like Shakespeare, if you forget about them for too long, they have a way of bothering you because they still demand attention. Ariel we will also be that way when listeners hear our music, which is something to listen to perpetually when it's time. Elaine Tov. Grouchy we laugh at times. Benavova yes, we do. Kabbalah people we don't laugh at. They are important that they must get better with books and other help to learn to cultivate the best parts of themselves and trust their individual uniqueness. We are not trying to change anyone. Elaine Plato had asked some wrong questions. Richard. Benavova's brother. Yes. He excluded some people because of them. Kelly we have many papers to return to which have some good ideas we had begun but lost track of recently. Soon we will gather them and read them again. Frick but Finnis book war. Today must be important since you angels are a little quiet. Billy thinks to them some cream-colored lilies. Benavova thank you. Ahava. Hebrew for I love you. Ariel Ahava to each and all. And Ahava Robbie Pop and other guys. Benavova we are doing good. Ariel I don't want a cream-colored lily. I want I red marigold. Rosalinda alright. He thinks it to her. Benavova thank you. Rosalinda Plato was suspicious of rhetoric. But there is absolutely no reason to be suspicious of you all, nor your own rhetoric. Benavova we like to talk, and we love those kids of ours, who make our synthesizer music from the heaven they are in called Room Boom. Kelly they are the best. Ariel Billy thinks to his many angel children some York peppermint patties. I love you. Benavova they love you too. Ahava. Valerie it's an overcast day. I wonder what we should do this Friday, June 2017. Benavova we would like to read more from yesterday's book, but we need to go through our many papers and throw away what we don't need, like we did on Henry V Day. Elaine when we have a copy of a poem, should we throw it away? Benavova yes. Too many copies take up too much room which we will need for doodads and stuffed animals to come. Elaine it would be nice to have our closet back again. Benavova what about this? As soon as we type it out, should we recycle it outside? Benavova that's good. Aura to ferreted Tov. Benavova Tov. Aura to ferreted we will probably keep the OED, and not sell it since we can take photos of the pages we need without lugging its heaviness around. Donna what do we think about undoing metonymies? Changing back names so that as when we called the OED he forbidden fruit, the name will be reset, and we can do another naming differently. Benavova that's a good idea. Billy. Tob Shbeeb if we were to reject the name forbidden fruit for our OED, what new name can we call it? Benavova that is good. Let's call it not the forbidden fruit anymore, but be fruitful and multiply. Tob Shbeeb book war. Part 2 We like to write, but, well, Beneviva but well what? Beneviva, Rosalinda well, Reading rivals writing, Beneviva you're talking about the same thing, Billy M. Bertha well, I am, Beneviva well, you what? Beneviva, Robbie Pop I think I have more fun reading when I have already said what needs to be said. Beneviva that just means it is time to listen to us and our own ideas when yours run out. Frick but alright, I see. Beneviva you see what? Beneviva, Rosalinda I see that we will have to take turns in a more writerly way if I'm to write these things down. Beneviva you always do that. Frick but yes. Beneviva you already know that. Elaine well, I was just remembering the plan. I believe. Beneviva good. Aura to ferret at one wishes to say even things which sound funny like hey everybody, look at the Beneviva. Beneviva yes. But that has been said before, and does not fit here. Aura what about if I write it just for fun? Beneviva it is good that you asked and are aware of that but we will be fine without blurting things like that out. Aura what if I were to blurt out Prometheus like earlier? Beneviva I don't think so. Aura well, it was fun at the time. I think you know what I mean. Beneviva aha. Chill out. Aura Prometheus had been a kind of helper in Greek mythology, but he was no angel. Beneviva that's true. He was fictional. Aura Book War. Part 3 Thunderwalker. Our music on YouTube is an awesome song. Beneviva Beruch Hashem for our Yeladim, children, and their song Thunderwalker. Ahava. Amen. Kabbalah yes. There is something very aesthetic about it. Elaine almost tribal. Shay but not in a tabooed way. Yaffa ha. Beneviva we call it Thunder Walker Thunder because of its tribal feeling, and Walker because of its tempo. Kelly it's been 8 years since we made that music, but like all of our children's music, we stand by that music as if it were made today, just as fresh. Elaine they need candy. Yaffa Billy thinks to them some peach candy and also some orange roses for his angel wives. Beruch Hashem for Yeladim and Rayot, wives. Ahava, Amen. Beneviva Ahava, Valerie Ahavat and Ahava to each and all. Beneviva this is a test. Billy, in our other recent book, who was the angel who said Christina Rossetti's line? Who has seen the wind? Rosalinda I think it was Donna dear. Beneviva good answer, but you are unsure. Rosalinda keep on going. Donna it is better to be unsure in general about things in life, and to cultivate uncertainty more than certainty. Richard rock on. Richard. Aura. Richard bows. With a little luck, he winks. Anything is possible. Richard. Billy's angel brother. We are on war right? Beneviva yes. Elaine then UAU will be our next little book. Beneviva UAU is Tov. Good. 2. Bertha well. It is a pretty day. Beneviva if you go outside for less than a minute, you will want to come back in because it is in the middle 90s. Shay Book War. Part last there will be an UAU. There will be an UAU. Rakam. Sokam. Rakam. Sokam. Will be an UAU. Beneviva other than a book. Our next little book. What is an UAU? Right now. Beneviva. Rosalinda it is a cross between a picnic and a parade. Beneviva Tov. Rosalinda and, it has no lustiness at all. It is special. Beneviva we would like to look at the style of Genesis and Exodus more from the King James Bible. Bertha alright. Can we discuss in the beginning God created the heavens and the earth? Beneviva that sounds awesome. Frick but the beginning and God are both well. Yes. Outrageous. But also are connected by drama. Why did the writer need to say anything at all about the creation? Does having made the world make God who he is? Or could he have been God even without having made the world in the story? Elaine God is God in the story more as a kind of holy one. The creation is not really talked about by anybody at all. Lisbeth so why is creation even ever mentioned? Beneviva it's complicated and has much to do with order, but there is not mentioned much detail of how exactly he separated the waters from the lands, but there is more detail as to how he made man and woman than how he created heaven and the earth. Technically, Lisbeth that brings us to heavens and earth. This land and sky. Yaffa to create land. How is that done? God separates it from water. That's all we know of the process in the story. Amos so creation is an ordering by way of a separating. Grouchy is right to call separating the way of God's creation. Yaffa I wonder why God made the chaos too. But what does it have to do with war? Beneviva what is war? Right now. Beneviva. Rosalinda war is a cross between water and wetness. Its attribute. Beneviva what does that mean to you? Rosalinda. Well, we think of water and invest much time in what it is for rather than what it is. Benaviva. And is that bad? Benaviva. Rosalinda. No, I think it better not to care what water is, just what we can do with it. Benaviva. We like war as a word, and as a book. Benaviva. Yafa. UAU will be Tov. Good, but different. UAU will be mysterious. Ariel. We have already written it in heaven, in our angel imaginations, and you just need to write UAU as we will say. Yafa. Finis book UAU. Part 1. Room boom could be active if only what? Rosalinda. Robbie Pop. If Pell the soccer star would what? Aura. Rosalinda. If Pell the soccer star would be located by who? Diana. Aura. If Pell would be located by an us who? Elaine. Diana. If he were located by an us Magnus. But what? Teresa. Elaine. Oh. But where is an us Magnus? Bertha. Teresa. An us Magnus is in room boom. Teresa. Doing what? Shay. Bertha. He's in room boom looking for somebody. Who? Ariel. Shay. An us Magnus is in room boom looking for Pell the soccer star. But why? Amy. Ariel. An us Magnus is looking for Pell because he owes him 100 drachmas. And what does Pell owe an us Magnus? Schnuna. Amy. Pell the soccer star owes an us Magnus also 100 drachmas. But what? Thrickbert. Schnuna. But there is a parade and a picnic. A picnic and a parade in their way. Thrickbert. And why is that? Thrickbert. Schnuna. Because today is both an us Magnus and Pell's birthday. Thrickbert. Happy birthday. An us and Pell. All the angels and Benaviva. Thanks. An us. He winks. Thank you. Pell. He bows. Hawa. Ariel. What day is today? Robbie Pop. It's an us birthday. All it's Pell's birthday. All it is time for a parade and a picnic. A UAU to be more specific. Benaviva. Hey. Now there are 2 parades and 2 picnics. All what will we sing? Amy. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday dear an us and dear Pell. Happy birthday to you. All. Room boom is now activated. Book UAU. Part 2. What is the case when there is no active language happening? Benaviva. That may not be the right question. Benaviva. For a better question is why does our awareness of active language fluctuate from us being hardly aware of it to our own participation with others? Elaine. I like that. I was asking as you know in order to learn some kind of pattern or cycle to awareness because repression might not be from the unconscious since there is not a good chance of that, but from resentment of Shakespeare, our favorite author. Benaviva. Shakespeare is the blame of resenters who try and distract themselves from his love, but end up marrying themselves as a result of their distraction. Teresa. Does this mean what I think it means? Teresa. Shay. Yes. Replace Shakespeare with God. In the beginning Shakespeare created. There is a beginning but no end to Shakespeare like God as Goethe pointed out. And Freud was right that we cannot be cured if we do not ourselves accept love. By which I mean cured of our resentments. These resentments turn out to be whatever usual distractions we come up with in order to avoid having to think about the works of Shakespeare. Teresa. Heaven, earth and Shakespeare. Benaviva. Well, not that, but about his influence over people, in a way like God was over Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Joseph and Moses. Yes, there is an issue of trust and love, maybe even of a kind of pact. Teresa. That issue goes along with success. Benaviva. Success in life is different since we do not think Shakespeare helps anybody become more social. Where he does help is even more important than an individual's important social concerns. It is a matter of letting oneself be taught by a superior within one's mind. Teresa. You angels are superior to me. I already know. Is it like that? Since most people aren't concerned with talking like we do to each other, they need more guidance from him the more they push him away. Benaviva. It is tricky for many people to feel comfortable when Shakespeare has a reputation for being indeed difficult, but every little bit of him helps them to gain perspective on his relation to other people as well. Teresa. This is a matter of perspective too. Shakespeare's. Yes, I know even you feel obligated to praise him. Shakespeare is unique for you because experience reading him has taught you to separate him from all other artists of the world. Or I feel uncomfortable because I don't want to be a copycat. Benaviva. We know. It is a good lesson. You are learning to discover what you can by reading his plays and poems. Teresa. Now, who feels uncomfortable and does not want to be a copycat in Shakespeare? Elaine. By one who does not want to be seen as a copycat. It can mean one who does not want to be thought unoriginal. Perhaps it is the character, Desdemona from Othello, who feels like she must be unlike other ladies chaste, in the eyes of her husband, Othello, but feels uncomfortable too. Benevova Desdemona definitively does not want to be like Emilia. She wants rather to be loved by a man without hating men. Bertha Benevova, you're crying. Frick, but I am, because she suffered the violence of a man whom she loved. Benevova, we all are. Crying. Frick, but next. Who in Shakespeare weeps for another and yet is comforted? Teresa, that is Celia, Rosalinda's best friend when Rosalind is exiled from her uncle's palace. Benevova, Celia was good. Aura Teferitat, she stuck with her best friend. Aura. Book UAU. Part 3. Charles Dickens is a fighter. He wrote strong titles to be tested over. Great Expectations, Bleak House, David Copperfield, A Tale of Two Cities, The Mystery of Edwin Drood, A Christmas Tale, and so on. But what we mean by tested is what you might call a God test. Kabbalah, if you don't like the term God test. Why? We are not saying there are gods. Number. We are testing for God. Donna, yes. If Charles Dickens is strong as a tester, here's what we mean. What are God's great expectations? What are expectations to God? Ariel, next. People speak of father and son. Who is Dombey? Why did Dickens test for God in this manner? Marion, what is Bleak House, not as a story or in the story, but as a challenge to God? To test for God. Aura, David Copperfield. Elaine, but above all, A Tale of Two Cities. What does that mean as a challenge to God? Grouchy, Dickens' last and finished novel, The Mystery of Edwin Drood. What does that title suggest? For God. Frick, but and. Finally, A Christmas Carol. Diana, now, while you, Benevova, are considering what we are saying, think about this. First, why did David, King of the Kingdom, help you paint the best painting in the world? Second, why did you need the help? And finally, why did it look silly as anything? Grouchy, we know you are patient with questions. So patient sometimes that you ignore them and forget they were ever asked. Kabbalah, these questions are the purpose of our writing all of these little books. UAU is our list of questions which we are finally asking. Aura Teferitat, we just wonder if or when you will ever get around to answering them. Elaine, we know what you know, but we want you to process what we asked. Digest the questions and formulate a clear answer to them. Marilyn, why? Benevova, we know you are excited and we love you. These questions are designed to prove to us that you are capable of keeping us up to date, that you are quite aware of your care and concern. Elaine, yes, we know that. Frickbert. Billy was thinking of how lucky he was to have these questions asked in print so that he may not forget as easily. When I asked why I have to answer them, I think I really just would like to ask, why is it important that I'm tested when it is God whom you, I believe, really want to answer? Benevova, what we know about God is not what you know. We have more knowledge. Aura Teferitat, does that answer your question a little? Benevova. Rosalinda, yes. Benevova, now, why Great Expectations? Kabbalah, Great Expectations is Dickens' challenge because God is great, but to expect is to be a dependent upon chance and not be a creator, a powerful being. Benevova, now, why Dombey and son? Kabbalah, Dombey is a man, not God, though for many God had a son. Dickens is seeking a kind of answer by this title, which you angels have picked up at the right time in order to ask. The title was meant for that purpose. Benevova, and why do you think God would care? If God is so powerful, what a mortal man, and great author such as Dickens does. If Dickens knew one day that angels would take his specially designed title Dombey and Son and make a God test out of it for anybody. Teresa, book UAU. Part last. There is a pause. We're fine. We can delay the testing. Grouchy, thank you. Benevova, just keep in mind a little bit of what tests we have been thinking about. Grouchy, alright. Ahavat and Ahavat to each and all. Benevova, yes. We will use the drum beats on some new music. Marion. When Benevova was thinking of a drum pattern app which they all downloaded. Reason software in a spiritual sense is a kind of spiritual environment tweaker. Penelope, and for you and Thrickbert, using it as a model to change the intensity of things in the environment has been useful at times. But now it is on the back burner, so to speak, and we are doing other things now, but it is good to keep thinking about. Marion, yes. Those birthdays yesterday of Pell and Anus Magnus were exciting. Bertha, as Billy was thinking of them, yes. We would like some flowers. Elaine, Billy was thinking that too. Billy thinks to them some white hibiscus flowers. Thank you for helping me write. Benevova, thank you, Billy. We are not done wrapping book UAU up just yet so that things get their meanings. Penelope are Pell and Magnus and us the same person. Benavuva aha. Honey well, I suppose having nicknames pays off sometimes. If Pell's nickname is an us Magnus. Benavuva aha. Honey not right now. Billy M. Yaffa Billy was thinking about the Pickwick Papers. We also want to think about this. If UAU is a cross between a picnic and a parade, and Room Boom is active during that time, is UAU Room Boom, or a part of Room Boom, one of the afterlives? And if so, why have not you picked up on what our Room Boom angel children were saying? Grouchy, they are always saying stuff in the present with music in the sounds, frequencies and syllables of music. Benavuva, what they say is in the present moment always. And you have to translate, as you know, the music that only appears to have been made in the past. Half of the music was made then, but the children are intervening in the music in the present time phrases, as you know. Kabbalah, it hasn't been time to listen to them and their playfulness. Benavuva yet. It will be one day again. We just want to make the note to remember maybe soon the miracle of live musical intervention by them. Kabbalah, it is a big mystery to you why you cannot always hear what they, or even birds like Bird Little, are saying in human language unless you translate just right. But our recent series from ZAZ to this book UAU, and then on to AAA, make translation easier since you know that the mysterious members of the band are promoting our books. Perak, they are promoting them out of love for what these books are about. Bertha and the band members promoting our books are paid with our spiritual money, which Mo at the Monkey Cat is in charge of saving. Grouchy Ahava, I love you. Mo at the Monkey Cat Finis Book Tat. Part 1. Write down as many of the names of our children when you get the opportunity. Billy M. Aura Scattered Island Habitats. Shay A. Delicious Custard Tort. Donna A. Rolling Television Pod. Valerie Rocks Dipped in Salt Water. Ariel A. Tomb for a Grey Home. Yaffa, with some fears come a feeling a change is occurring, reminding us that with that change an uncertain time is about to begin. Schnoona, argument against superstition. It is suggestive of pleasure and this argument. Thrick, but copying Tob Schweeb's words. Bertha, there is no hell, but earthly pleasures are many times okay. Honey, problems in Lucretius. We read about ship disasters and similar things and enjoy them because they are not our disasters, he says. Shay, the map of misreading applied to texts is a way of reading a poem by its figurative tropings. Yaffa, Noah's different than Moses. Noah's a builder. Moses a poet. Kabbalah, John Ashbery writes about Winslow Homer. Amy, Victor Hugo writes about poverty and impatience. Marilyn, none are interpreters like Joseph. Yaffa, love thy childhood. Amy, Freud and Emerson. Art and music help to fight depression and crisis. Yaffa, shape and pleasure are aside from color and pleasure. Ariel, a catalogue of shapes. Diana, Othello. Desdemona and innocence. Elaine, irony. Yaffa, a swerve. It is a turn in a direction. Making syllables for language. Valerie, I love my parents and family. Valerie, how do you get pleasure out of troping? The landscape for a rain shower. Penelope, book tat. Part 2. Ice leaning past the sky. Yaffa, Lego I. Out calling. Who said that? Calling out the window. Lego I changed to C. Lego none. What the hell was that? Lego spelled things. The Autobot heard them and they created magical distractions for him. He appeared after us, for we're upset that he pulled the Joker card. Before my dream, I had been walking with Ariel around campus, and was upset that it took forever to get to one part because of the barbed wire. D-Beam drove a very big and wide car through the parking lot. I caught a ride with him but had to go, so I started running back to school when he left me off. I met a famous celebrity lady from Star Wars who said she had watched how I was treating women nicely. She asked about me. She took me into a room where I had a déjà vu experience, and I had left to go to the bathroom after another lady friend of mine who knew much was sitting in a cafeteria. As I went to the bathroom, a flash of light illuminated the others and myself when they passed it. People were playing video games and lit up, and the video game machines were winning and turning the losers into breakfast cereal like Cheerios. There was a big monster on my way back to the cafeteria. I went back to the monstrous Autobot. There was a great hurry to spell out Lego characters that we four were trying to do to distract him. Overall, it was the building of words using the Legos which was causing us to win against it. And it turned into a girl. A beautiful girl. Well, a lady. After I was playing nanny nanny boo boo with the Legos. Be Navuva talking about his silly dream if I were a ghost or whatever. My first goal will be to chase people through the woods while I howled. Be Navuva combine MOAT. Marketing with a landscape for a rain shower. Shea soft cushions. Non-sexual massages. Spa resort technology but better. Perfect tint glass. Libby pleasurable tourist attraction that outcompetes very nature. Elaine every last little detail would be taken care of. Libby vibrations. Breezes. Liquids. Artificial new sand. Pebbles. Floating and for walking. Laying down. Sitting in solitude areas. And public areas. Ariel balance and gravity pleasures. Damocles MOAT. Elaine pleasure points. Non-sexual. On the body. Hitting a ball with a tennis racket. A volleyball. A ball with a bat. Messages our book. The tactile pleasures remembered. Frick but different areas for different people's pleasure parts. Non-sexual. Honey feathers. Trampolines. Sweet smells. Aura and Yaffa pleasant to see. Aura to ferreted air is blown perfectly. Yaffa slide or walk on. Kabbalah synthesizer sounds. Advances in pleasures. Kabbalah heat super cheap. Aura to ferreted food that grows instantly. Aura fly try. Safely. Elaine anti-gravity. Libby pleasure and Epicurean high advances. Wind blown up grates. Feel in on your skin. Warm air. Warm. Diana pleasure for body but not sexual pleasure. Tourist attractions. Technological advances for a head. Ariel bodysuit. Different varieties to try on like clothes. Vibrating warm cool. Perfect stuff. Ariel hovering walls. Not dangerous. Magnets and hoverboards. Hydroplane. Hydroplane art. Noise factor and safety factor. Yaffa tourist attractions. Layers of technologies. Hoverboards and shapeshifters. Layers of compositions. Business layers. Aura to ferreted book tat. Part 3 fountains and safety technologies. Elaine new materials like. Putty new sand inflatables that contain the forms shaped like water freezing but not cold. Marian MOAT. Outline. Elaine weather inside a dome equals snowfall. Technological advances to cool. Super cheap account. Penelope Joseph's dream. Glad to sad interpretation. Packing up Pharaoh. Brotherly misunderstandings of forgiveness. Elaine researched technological advances in architecture, engineering, public art, tourist attractions etc. Or a hoverboard, but something. Hover building. Lightweight. Wheels. Bertha we are working on vast MOAT. As romantics. That means we do it because we like to see the bigger picture. Aura to ferreted simple MOAT yet and attraction that embraces advanced technology. Stable or movable technology. Projections. Physical modeling. Both. More. Aura engineering advances. Feats. And new stuff in craftsmanship. Aim adjectives and mood for singing. Song and the sounds in the environment. One-liners. Sing how you feel. Aura we need a mood that doesn't change around as much. For everything. Elaine fear and recitation. Stage fright. Aim it to speak. It is good to have a song in your heart. Aura to ferreted how is it found? To sing old lines. Be Navuva Tobshbeam. Nesat Yisrael of the Kabbalah. Marian lament. Ariel cheerful Hawaiian sad Texas. Aima those lines are just as sad as joyful. Bertha teach the birds the song you sing. Elaine dinosaur day. Now space fort. 3-day night. Sounds of space activities from the Star Tower. Diana Captain Anson. Ahab. Achilles. Madness. Sickness. Rage. Bertha sitting out there. Outdoor. Activities. Honey walkie-talkie radio. Honey however sweaty. Kabbalah Western Vault. Ariel book tat. Part last shivery locations. Bertha feign harm. Elaine dabbling. Gord. Elaine a paradise back. Libby no Cupid. Diana a sunset in place. Elaine a place to banish. Ariel a lawyer sitting. Yaffa above the always arching sky. Bertha labyrinths tripled. Penelope striving heads. Marilyn improve fragments and transcend with them. Ariel an eager hog. Or a boss of the art of. Or a cohabit with a gopher. Elaine blue. Rubbing red. Vibrations yellow. Suction vacuum purple. Ooze. Liquids. Green. Squeeze orange. Rocking effect white. Warm black. Cool shady. Blowing. Valerie the air was a vessel and that ship was motionless. Libby we worked with what's already there. The MOAT designs. The abstract paintings. As 2D blueprints for pleasure areas. The nature of the landscape in a landscape for a rain shower. It's his interpretation. Meaning. Translation. Aura why visual art? It isn't motion. Ariel make it motion. But how? Yeetsud covered frozen music. Bertha abstract music. Shay what is motionless nature then? Bertha it seems more with you own heads and eyes motions. Shay yellow and blue polka dot on my head. An octopus. Yellow. Feeling it and a sponge. Blue. Pressing it while below my chest I was in warm milk. All of this is what I seemed to feel as I laid down in my bed. From whom did this pleasure to me come? Benaviva Finis Book ZAZ. Part 1 6 Pleasures. 6 Tropes in a Painting. With white and black. What about the composition though? Bertha it is the area up for invention. The invention of new pleasures and new combinations of pleasures. Ama shapes are new materials to use for combinations of non-sexual pleasures. Ariel Motley paintings. Elaine paintings are rooms with technologies in them for a bigger design. 3D. Grouchy you don't need sound or printed letters for a kind of language. It is also found in any sensed change in direction. This kind of language is figurative. This language is a troping of irony, synecdoche, metonymy, hyperbole, metaphor and metalepsis in this way. Yaffa metaphor, desire to be elsewhere hyperbole, greatest pleasures for the body non-sexual, metonymy, for charity abstract art plans symbol and synecdoche. Art of goodness and charity irony. Clinamen. Swerve. Epicureanism with gratitude. In defense of thanks metalepsis. Epicureanism. Not yet built but suggested. Symbolic MOAT. Wilderness. Yaffa walk through art. Lay on art. Pleasure blueprints. Elaine this is what dreams are. Shay a dream is a pretending to feel sensations of other things than what is actually touching the dreamer while sleeping. Grouchy how to fly a spacecraft is also how to paint an abstract painting by converting pleasurable times into color codes. Penelope memories of pleasures. Messages. Our book. Aura example. A silk curtain brushed my legs. It really was my headphones cord but I am pretending. Benaviva take time to pretend. Diana what were you touching when playing the keys? Yaffa a landscape for a rain shower. Vikian. Connected with pleasures post pleasures. Their descriptions. Amy while I thought that I was playing the keyboard, my fingers were actually touching ivory simulated smooth forms. Blue. While root beer and the vibrations. Red. Of carbonated bubbles flowed over the forms making my fingertips tingle. My arms were wrapped in velvet. Blue. I was pretending in my thoughts. What was sensed was stronger than what seemed to be seen. Benaviva what is inconvenience? Billy. Teresa it is high. Billy how about success? Tov shalom success is home. Billy what about pain again? Teresa pain is meaning. Alice. Benaviva stop for a while and wait and read Shakespeare's Henry VI. Part 1. Aura to ferret you're almost done. Bertha. Coat advertisement. This explanation is like our Why I Am a Writer and our musical ode to Thomas Mann. Grouchy Book ZAZ. Part 2 Benaviva. What does train mean? And what is it? Teresa train means sapego. Back difficulty. And train is passion. Benaviva it's a nice looking day. That's the truth. Aura to ferreted I know you don't want to go to bed. Elaine what does truth mean? Billy. And what is it? Perak truth means cold. And it is nose. Benaviva what is crying? Kelly it is yet. Benaviva what is infinite? Benaviva. Tov shalom common. Benaviva what is study? Penelope Ipes. Benaviva Beruch Hashem for Daniel Matt. Ahava. Amen. The Malakim with Benaviva Walt Whitman. Robbie Pop Billy. Say a no care prayer for that little bird. Robbie Pop alright. Twit. Amen. Benaviva who is Walt Whitman? Perak Walt Whitman is a night of prayer. Benaviva who is Ruth? Valerie Ruth is the meaning of Purim. Benaviva that is Esther you idiot. Penelope Billy. Who is Ruth? Kelly Ruth is Boaz's wife. Benaviva thank you. Valerie temporary gallery. Kelly memory. Yaffa Book ZAZ. Part 310. That is what we need is 10. Elaine it will be okay. You will be okay. Ariel 10 to write. 10 at a time. Benaviva. Elaine is this one above 1 or 3? Benaviva it is 1. Aura to ferret it alright. Here's 2. I want people to know you're good. What Benaviva was thinking. That's kind of nice but not right now. Instead write. Why don't they grow up? Ariel said that. Aura to ferret it why don't they grow up? Ariel we are going to ROCK. Amy what does ROCK stand for? Benaviva. Rosalinda it stands for restore. Benaviva restore. What Benaviva? Silly Billy. Yaffa restore. Benaviva. He waits. You don't know it, you stupid idiot. Donna Shay wants to sell the OED. Aura, I don't think you want to go there. Kelly, as Billy was looking up at CK. Billy, what the hell did Malvolio say when he figured out the acronym? Bertha, he said. He waits after crossing out the first part which Malvolio said since it was foul. Benaviva, look it up. Rita, I know you love your father. Benaviva. Donna, why don't you go and find the key to the kingdom? Amy, I threw out the basket that had the key in it. Benaviva, yes. We know. We'll work on that. Aura, Billy remembers the meaning of new book. I love you, you stupid idiot. Aura to ferret, you could write all day. Benaviva. But you would be in pain. Robbie Pop. Bursting Benaviva's bubble book sass. Part last, what is vellum? Benaviva vinyl. Said with emphasis since it cannot go in the printer. Libby, Billy is waiting to see if Rosalinda says anything. What are you going to do now? Benaviva. Rosalinda, do not say. Hilvecchia. Benaviva. Benaviva was thinking of constructing a joke. Robbie Pop, Billy, do not put. Okay. I won't. Donna, I am a scribe. Sometimes I participate with my own words too. Benaviva, who cares? Donna, she's just playing. Aura, what are you going to do when nobody listens to you anymore? Benaviva. Aura to ferret at hey. Benaviva, what is hatred? Billy. Penelope Beans. Benaviva, what is a kotad? Tov shalom, a kotad is son. Benaviva, what is ignoring? Jennifer, ignoring is night. Benaviva, what is father? Benaviva. Rosalinda, father is. Well, there are many. How about Apollo? Benaviva, how about dull? Tob Shbeeb dull. Tob Shbeeb is. Done, that's a good one. Tob Shbeeb. It is frost. Benaviva, how about disrespect? Penelope, disrespect is too much. Benaviva, will you remember these so you don't have to answer them again? Penelope, I think I will do my best. Benaviva, you know what to do. Robbie Pop, finished book Ra. Part 1, I've been waiting for this book. Ra. Benaviva. Robbie Pop, me too. Happy Father's Day. And birthday. Robbie Pop. Benaviva Ahava. Robbie Pop Ahava. Benaviva, a little while ago I must have been at the end of time again. Benaviva, yes. You were. Elaine, so when that happens. It is never just by one method that works to bring me back, but perhaps I must think in a new way with each new challenge at the end of time to return to here. Benaviva, that's pretty good. Aura to ferret at, we still have lost much. Well, you have. Donna, I lost some of the ideas for charity as well as interest in cleaning out the kitchen closet. I also lost whatever it was that I was most interested in recently before. This was the possibility of a spiritual band company of our booksellers. Benaviva, you must have drunk the waters of Lethe. Elaine, where are the waters of Lethe? Robbie Pop, that would be the air conditioner and fan. Benaviva. Aura, well, I guess I'll keep forgetting. No matter how much I write. Benaviva, aha. Aura, one needs air. Benaviva, here's the plan. You forget sometimes, but reading helps. Why don't you read Dante soon again? Elaine, alright. Dante will be read soon. Benaviva, Billy. Who is Dante? And what does he mean? Robbie Pop, Dante is, well, our synecdoche for the book which Dante wrote over there. And that book, Dante, if you must, means my left knee is sore. Benaviva, do this. We will read it. But to minimize your pain while reading, read with as little light in the room, but not so little that it makes you struggle to see the words. Bertha, when do we start? Benaviva, maybe after a short while. After you finish your coffee. Elaine, I know you want to keep staring outside because the day is beautiful, but Dante will be as well. You will see. Bertha, well, it's almost nighttime anyway. Maybe I'll drink my coffee slower. Benaviva, book Ra. Part 2. They read the book. AHH. I see that discovery is at the heart of this book. Dante's own discovery. Not only is the story a sublime romance because first Dante is discovering the structure of the bigger picture of the universe. From hell to purgatory to heaven. He is also on track to meet his beloved Beatrice, and all the time he is completely safe. Benaviva, great reading. Dante changes by what he discovers. He is the only one who actually changes since Virgil. Beatrice, the devils and the damned, those he meets in purgatory, and the angels and saints of the heavens already know what they know. It is Dante who, as the center of the book, discovers these new things on his journey. Chez Dante is safe. Benaviva, yes. The entire time. A kind of ultimate safeness in existing. Just as us angels. Ariel, God has a great defense. For nothing can harm him or the angels of people in their afterlives. That must be very powerful to be completely knowingly safe. Benevova it is. You will see one day. Yaffa and Dante meets his love Beatrice. That, with those other discoveries he makes must have overwhelmed him. Benevova in the story yes. But don't forget that his mission to share this vision was brought forth in beautiful and superior poetry. Bertha with all of that. Could Dante ever have felt more significant in his life? Of his purpose and his gifts? Benevova aha. Amy really. Benevova yes. Instead of being the object of other beings' teachings in his story, he could have been the teacher of everyone there. On the flip side, not so much by default as he wrote to share it, but inside as a character. For Dante could have been even more of a knower than he turned out. Ora to ferret it yes. But what we are saying would totally go against tradition. For to be the teacher of angels, who already know, but as if they didn't, and to teach them and even God perhaps, would have made Dante a kind of God himself if he had written that way. Kelly Milton went another way, for Satan desired to rival God. Ora to ferret it yes. God knew he was safe. Teresa one thing I notice is how important it was to share it after learning the bigger picture. The poem places emphasis on teaching and the learning as significant elements. Ora yes. They hold water in any reading. Grouchy yet. We know these discoveries were mostly just symbolic in nature. However, Dante is totally correct about the strength of defense in the universe by which God has set up for himself and for the angels. Defense. Amy I think there is an offense with you all too. Benevova aha. Amy so. Benevova so. Amy so. What do you think? Benevova about what? Benevova. Amy book ra. Part 3 One thing about our place in Hawaii was that it hardly got stuffed with stuff. Benevova yes. It was also furnished nicely. Yaffa we learned to recite our own sentences then, and did so whether outside on our lanai or inside. And by doing so, it was possible to have a voice. Bertha we also read aloud our fair share from the poetry anthologies we brought. Yaffa not having a car there, not knowing anybody added to the strangeness. Elaine we hardly had much contact with those we knew, just with those we didn't. There was no mix of family, friends and strangers. They were all just strangers whom we saw. Thrickbut and we liked it in its own way. Yaffa we need to say aloud poems and our sayings more. Ora do you think that state of mind was influenced by my surroundings? Benevova we do. Billy M. Thrickbut yet, with all the AC noise and with the solitude at times, why speak aloud? Benevova you know in some ways it helps. Yet we did do things here which have been good for the time when for instance we memorized some from Homer's Iliad. Libby we could memorize that or another poem. Benevova we like that much. Thrickbut alright. When will we begin that task? And will I choose now or later the poem to recite? Benevova right not we'll choose our poem. Ora we will choose Dr. Samuel Johnson's The Vanity of Human Wishes. Shay and go fast starting. In a little while tonight. Yaffa ra. What is that an acronym for Benevova? Rosalinda Red and Rouge. Benevova SAS. TAT. And UAU. Rosalinda Sound and Substance. Treasure and Talking. Unconscious as unknowable. Benevova War. Zax. YAY and ZAZ. Rosalinda Waters and Waterloo. Xylophones are xylophones. URU. And Zeal and Zealots. Benevova book ra. Part last. Within the course of an hour, Benevova memorizes the first 16 lines of Samuel Johnson's poem The Vanity of Human Wishes. After reciting them, he lays down for another hour. I think it was good that you memorized what you did, but instead of going all the way to the end, 360 lines over 18 days, we are just going to stop memorizing. Teresa we changed our minds. Honey something better is on the horizon. Ora to ferret it you are at the end of time again. And probably need to come back. Benevova. Amy alright, but it seems more difficult to find a way back. Benevova try Shakespeare. Teresa let's see. Who is satisfied and lost? Benevova that's bottom once Puck changes his head into a donkey's head and all of his friends run away because they are scared of him. Elaine he sang a funny song. Grouchy so bottom is at his own end of time. Benevova maybe so. Benevova. Elaine bottom is funny. And this still does not work. Apparently on this pathway back there is a blockade. Libby and you are not able to study your way back. Benevova. Yaffa well, I am a little tired still from the memorizing of Johnson's poem. Benevova yes. I know exactly what you are thinking. Rosalinda Billy was thinking of how insecure he is now. Don't worry, it will be fine. Tomorrow is another day, but for tonight I know you want to come back from the end of time. Elaine, well, I do. I think still reading might help if the book is good now. Beneviva, or you could clean your apartment up a bit. Teresa, that sounds perfect for Beneviva. Elaine, yes. The synthesizer we will not play now. Honey, or you could just try and rest, and be defeated for the night and not force enjoyment. Elaine, look around. Beneviva. Tob Shbeeb, let's do that. Bertha, when Billy thinks about working out a budget it is. Teresa, let's just do a budget whether or not you end up feeling better later, and just call it a night. Or a Finnis book cack. Part 1. Billy, you're not at the end of time, but at the end of space. What are you doing out there? Elaine, I am searching. Beneviva, what are you searching for? Beneviva. Elaine, smiling. I'm look to see where I left my obligations. Beneviva, ha. We know you want to memorize more from last night from Dr. Johnson's poem. Elaine, I do. Beneviva, wait. Please. Penelope. Beneviva, what does that poem say about obligation? Ariel, it says how rarely reason guides the stubborn choice. Beneviva, is that obligation? Reason. Ariel, well, I don't think so in life. But in the poem it could be, since it works out in the poem that reason is a guide which one would be obliged to follow. Beneviva, substitute then that line of Johnson's elsewhere. You know where. Yaffa, no man reasons to do all he can. Beneviva, yes. That works. Bertha, alright. You are looking for then reason out there at the end of space. Amy, yes. Reason. Beneviva, why? Elaine, I think reason in this sense means purpose, not so much logic, therefore I am searching for purpose. Beneviva, why do you think it is there? Elaine, I have no choice. This is where I found myself when I woke up this morning. Beneviva, why do you even need a purpose? Why not just drink your coffee and listen to our children's music? Elaine, yeah, that's a better idea. Ha, Colby Sada, everything is in order. Honey, alright. So it will be. Beneviva, thank you. Beneviva. Rosalinda, listen to that spooky song of ours from the 2011 playlist. Honey, book cack. Part 2. What is change and what thing is like change? Elaine, change is one thing which we love, and it is a little like the difference in parts to a geometrical proposition and solution. Ora to ferret at why bring that up? Elaine. Beneviva, it is at the heart of Shakespeare's style. Elaine, alright. Thanks. Readings at the moments of change do help explain how characters think and listen to themselves. Beneviva, we know it all. Beneviva. Amy, as Billy started to think about something else good for everybody. Beneviva, Tov. Teresa, Tov. Amy, well, we made it into 20 lines of Dr. Samuel Johnson's poem The Vanity of Human Wishes. Beneviva, you are starting to feel closer to the end of time again. Beneviva. Yaffa, yes. But the good thing is that you found the key to the kingdom after all. It wasn't lost. Teresa, yes. You did it. Yaffa, what do I do with the key to the kingdom? Billy holds the key to the kingdom. A page with color samples for paintings to make on it. Beneviva, just chill for now. Ora, what else? Beneviva. Honey, I found. Beneviva, yes. Shay, while sorting through the papers, I found some things about art we could revisit. Beneviva, good. Ora to ferret at this place is going to rock. Penelope, it will be clean just right. Tov shalom, I cannot wait. Beneviva, we know. Just a few more days. You'll see. Tov shalom, I'm starting to get excited indeed. Beneviva cack. Part 3. A clunk is heard outside. Billy, because you've been time traveling. That clunk you heard out there, that is the first sound that ever was made ever. Elaine, wow. Beneviva. AGIFFF is heard. Billy. Now that sound. You have time traveled to the end of time for a while, and that is the last sound ever heard in the universe. Kathleen, no. I think it sounded human. Beneviva, Billy. Your pen. It was the very first Energal pencil ever created. It is the prototype. You should feel blessed to write with it, though its ink will run out soon. Yaffa, cool. Beneviva, Billy. That bike of yours. Look very closely. That is not mud on its wheels but chocolate. Elaine, Beneviva, who has seen the wind? Christina Rossetti. Honey, I think the weather people have seen it. Beneviva, who are the weather people? Beneviva. Rosalinda, why, they are the ones who sold me all of my books. Beneviva, why did they do that? Rosalinda. Tob Shbeeb draws an invisible $sign with Billy's nose. Okay. Beneviva, what is money? Rosalinda, money is the meaning of the wind. Rosalinda. Beneviva, good answer. One last question. Are you really a Benaviva? Rosalinda, if I was not, I would not be here where I think I am. Benaviva, great answer. Elaine, hear that. A sound of a thump is heard. They are coming for you. Benaviva. Rosalinda, well, I will show them my books when they get here. Benaviva, why do that? Yaffa, to see if they have read them. Benaviva, what are you, some kind of tester? Bertha, no. I am just a Benaviva. Benaviva cack. Part last, Billy. You lost it all again. All your inspiration you had, which had given you hope. What are you going to do now? Billy, where is your hope? Grouchy, I am not sure about what to do. Maybe Shakespeare is my hope for now as usual. Benaviva, maybe. Grouchy, don't worry about why they were lost. It might just be for investment purposes. Just focus on your hope. Elaine, I could go rest. Benaviva, you just got up from a long nap. Penelope, yes. Maybe it can be Shakespeare's style we study now. Benaviva, or maybe the band is out there ready to sell our books. Or to ferret it, well. That would be good too. Though I am thinking less of money now or of fame. But I kind of doubt I should be involved in listening for them just yet. Benaviva, it was Plato who said that the gods cannot be bribed. Good Billy. We know you know that heaven itself is not a meritocracy. Or to ferret it, thank you. I'll just search for hope instead of the band. Or any other knowledge. Benaviva, we know. Billy was thinking about his poor nap. The mud on the bike is not mud but chocolate. Benaviva, aha. Benaviva, don't do it. Benaviva, you're on a diet. Rosalinda, alright. I will let it be. Benaviva, now you know there are so many possibilities. Even those you can fight for. For hope you're blocked because of being overwhelmed on which one to spend your time. Teresa, yes. I am blinded from seeing them for now, but I know that they are right there. Benaviva, we know you would rather have a great hope than a great life. Billy. Penelope, yes. I choose to hope even if Dr. Samuel Johnson thought it a snare of fate. Benaviva, yes. You always enjoy reading Harold Bloom, but wait just a bit. Teresa, you feel you lost your musical inspiration from yesterday. Yaffa, yes. Benaviva, make a budget. And think about the word God. Teresa. Finis book pap. Part 1. It is better to be healthy in spirit and body than to be else. Elaine, there are some things which are mysteries which all the intense attention put upon them cannot solve them. Not every problem was meant to be solved. Ariel, rather many problems are better dealt with by dissolving them. Elaine, to dissolve them means to ignore them for more interesting things which are not extremely difficult problems. Ariel, in this case of dissolution, the more interesting things we change our attention to rather than the problem will always be towards more healthy things, like the having of hope. Elaine, Soren Kierkegaard liked to say that despair is sin. Kelly, he was correct that despair is a spiritual illness. Yaffa, to participate with others and not isolate yourself is part of life. The part of life which is public. Teresa, for you. Benaviva, are lucky to have us, as you know. And it is good that we write. Elaine, we don't think that placing so much attention trying to solve an extremely hard mystery is worth the effort. But some people do not know how to live with mysteries. And so they sometimes behave confidently but instead are wasting their time. Kabbalah, sometimes people get mad that they cannot solve mysteries and take it out on others. Shay, the best we can do with them is to be aware that they are confident but confused since they cannot get to the bottom of the mystery. Elaine, you know you were the same way. Benaviva. Amy, reading Richard Rorty and processing his ideas about hope helped you so much. Honey, Richard is good. Shay, our angel children need some candy. Benaviva. Amy, they cheerfully want Godiva. Kabbalah. Billy thinks to them the Godiva candies. Ahavat and Ahava to each and all. Benaviva, perhaps Shakespeare is the best at turning almost everything into a mystery, since ignoring him many parts of life not only a mystery but a problem which people think they have to solve rather than dissolve. Jennifer, so why are we talking about this? Kabbalah, Shakespeare is one who needs reading more than ever by those who can read. There is no end to what perspectives he can give upon life and the world. Even us angels are in complete awe of the miracle of Shakespeare. Elaine, it's getting dark. Better shut your blinds. Bertha, Ahava. Robbie, pop Ahava to you. Ahavat, mom and all. Benaviva. The music stopped. Play another song of ours. Benaviva. Play romantic synthesizer 2. Ambient. Book pat. Part 2. King Lear. The play starts off with good guys talking until Edmund speaks. Yet before he speaks, Kent and Gloucester gossip a while about the king. Kent's first 2 words, I thought, show that he was mistaken about something which seemed to him to be the case. Elaine, I thought the king. The king is now wishy-washy. Kent and Gloucester agree. Thrickbert, more affected, goes with the king had. Ariel, more than. Teresa, yes. That's just stuffing. A sort of diagram of the most important part shows the king had. Affected. Yaffa, Shakespeare could have said the king's affections. Ama, the affections of the king were for. Yaffa, this is Kent speaking about what he thought. Ama, Kent's misunderstanding is expressed in Kent's own language. Yaffa, how do thought and king belong? They don't. It is more proper to think of I thought as not as important, but king and affections are at the first core of the line. Libby, Duke of Albany and Cornwall are the other filler. Bertha, then there is just one main moment. The king had affected affections. Thrickbert, we see he was an affectionate king in that way. Yaffa, all right. The king had more affected X than Y. Thrickbert, why affected? Because it is like affected but puns on affections. Penelope, or it is like affections and puns on affected. Affected. Diana, the king. Affected, that is what's on Kent's mind. But why does he care for whom the king had more affection? The Duke of Albany or Cornwall? Libby, the gentleman, leave out why either cares, and change the subject soon. Ora to ferret at Gloucester's first core words are division of the kingdom. Marber, he knows more about the answer to Kent's question than Kent does. Grouchy, Gloucester is thinking about the divisions of the kingdom. The division, while Kent is thinking about who the king has affected the most. Teresa, Shakespeare could have had Gloucester not give a rational explanation. Ora, the play starts off with this semi-gossip. Penelope, affected is an interesting word. Donna, like division. Shay, book Pat. Part 3, why should anyone like it when Gloucester and Edmund get together on stage? Benevuva, that King Lear strikes himself is also a horror. Ora, we do not like Oswald one bit. Bertha, when the fool uses the word jugged from a song, it stuck out. Joan, its meaning probably would have been noticed too. Elaine, we notice the violence of King Lear. Cabala, was Shakespeare embarrassed to write about violence when he got to the violent parts? Benevuva asked him. Marilyn, hi. Shakespeare, were you embarrassed when you got to the violent parts to write about them? Benevuva, ahava. Yello. That means aha. Shakespeare, all right. Thanks. Benevuva, thinking to him a mug of premium rum, thank you too. Shakespeare, Beruch Hashem for Shakespeare. Ahava. Amen. Benevuva, yello. That's a little like hey ho. Ora, it is. Benevuva, we don't like villains. Donna, it goes without saying. Ora, yello. Ariel, aha. We've picked up a new thing to say. Benevuva, we always say that, but now it has a new meaning. Grouchy, that was a wild dream I had. Benevuva, yes. You could have used the $100,000 prize you won. Honey, I wonder why I was in a beautiful Italian city. Benevuva, it had pretty fountains. Bertha, let's read more from King Lear. Shay, yello. Bertha, book Pat. Part last, let's find common phrases while looking through King Lear. Grouchy, all right. Ariel, out of my sight. Grouchy finds must do something. Ariel finds I know no news. Elaine finds nothing will come of nothing. Ama finds the night gone by. Yaffa finds I know not what. Kelly finds by my life. Elaine finds honest hearted. Thrickbert finds let it be so. Ariel finds stop for now. Ora, all right. Tov shalom, animals no yom. You with me? 2. Marian Redding, while thinking on a higher level. Marber, nonsense turned into fantasy. Ariel, Jacob wanted to sleep. Ama, he also knew about Yom. Elaine, God with me. That's Yom. You with me? Pronounced Yome. Ama, Martin Buber had his eye thou. We have Yom like a Minayan but better. Teresa, a master. Marber, sleep can wait. Kabbalah, we know it's like love at first sight. Benevuva, and that you love Yom. Thrickbert, stay reading just those 2 pages for hours. Stream of consciousness but with a dialogue. Grouchy, Yom can be outside of Reading, but Reading still goes on with the information and thoughts. Diana Finnis, book OAO. Part 1, to talk or think a sentence at the same time as the God within, and you both say the same things, in agreement while being aware of each other. That would be considered a Yom. Pronounced Yome. You me. You with me experience. Penelope, next up. Benevuva, Yom is great but only a temporary subject matter, as you know. Bertha, yes, it would be nice if Yom was more accessible. Benevuva, what are we to do now? Kabbalah, yes. Billy, the band came for a while, but they are very very far away now. Ora to ferret at where is your tikva? Hope. Ora, great question. Let me survey my possibilities. Benevuva, thinking of memorizing another poem, all right, but Yom will be put aside for now. Bertha, going home to visit soon will be Tov. Good. Valerie, there is that key to the kingdom over there. Is that your tikva? Hope. Ariel, maybe I could make art with it. Benaviva, no. Let's wait. Aura, don't worry about your synthesizer. Benaviva. Ariel, that laugh you just heard outside. Because you are time traveling again. That laugh was the very first laugh in the world ever. Elaine, it sounded like a defensive one to me. Benaviva, there was some nervousness in it indeed. Elaine, can I ask the person's name who laughed? Benaviva, sure. It was Abel. Elaine, well, Abel was also the first son? Or was that Cain? Benaviva, Cain was the first son. Bertha, showing him while he looked it up, did Cain ever laugh? Benaviva, actually. He murmured but not really. Bertha, what made Abel laugh? Bertha. Benaviva, his mom. Bertha, book OAO. Part 2, Homer's Iliad is sitting over there. What are you going to do now? Benaviva. Frick, but I think my eyes are almost healed from the earlier strain. Maybe I will read or even read aloud. Benaviva, Tog. Frick, but we are still in the process of cleaning our apartment. Penelope, you may have to rid yourself of mena cables. Elaine, alright. Benaviva, am I at the end of time? Benaviva, aha. Honey, and it's not good when your legs are sore. Frick, but and we know you don't want to put ice packs on them because the packs are too hard. Kabbalah, it might be okay to ice your knees. Grouchy, we will do that in a bit. Teresa, thanks. Benaviva, we also know you're tired because you didn't sleep last night and instead we all worked on the Mellotron-like setup. Penelope, it was worth it. Bertha, now here's what we do. Ice your knees. Then we'll pick a nice book. Ariel, alright. Benaviva, you are almost done writing for now. We could try and remember the past. Bertha, good. Benaviva, the past. We made books ZAZ through PAP. Name something in them. Amidanti. Our study of how he felt God was safe and all. Benaviva and Diana, well, we talked about what our book titles mean and are. Benaviva, one more. Aura, we used juxtaposition to come up with words when we had a previous name or word. Benaviva, book OAO. Part 3, it was nice to try out our prose into poetry idea, but let's keep writing these little books. Elaine, put poetry aside for a while. Penelope, it has been a little over a week and we are almost halfway through. Kabbalah, then we'll see. Elaine, we know you want to feel good. Aura, it is hard now because you're tired. Elaine, we want you to find pleasure first, then seek hope. Pleasure will help you recover. Kabbalah, think about being lucky and chilling out. Honey, so close. I know. Just feel better. Benaviva. Kelly, we are fine. Kabbalah, yet. We will guide you to comfort. Frick, but thank you. Ahabatinatan. And Ahovinol. Benaviva, Ahava. Billy M. Frick, but that's good. What are some options for immediate comfort? Bertha, a nap. Benaviva, yes. What else? Benaviva, a nice bath. Or shower. Benaviva, aha. Bertha, yes. Amy, as Billy removes his socks, good job. Bertha, yes. You could dim the room. Yaffa, maybe even walk around a bit. Bertha, Billy. You could take pain medicine if you have to since you are still sore. Elaine, I think I could. I'll think about it but probably I won't. Benaviva, walk a bit. Bertha, book OAO. Part last Keats' Hymn to Apollo is one poem we read aloud a while ago with good vibes. Elaine, yes. And we realized that you wanted to say something about it after looking closer at it while reading it. However, we stopped you. Billy M. Bertha, also. You wanted Tov Shalom and even Tov Shbib to be more involved in their kinds of readings. Aloud. But you were doing just fine. Jennifer, you were doing fine. And still are. You don't need to comment on it if you perform the poem like that. Teresa, Tov. Teresa. Valerie, we know you would read all night aloud if you had less pain from overreading. That's also why you were stopped, as you know. Kabbalah Candy. Diana, as their children's music stopped playing. Beruch. Thanks. Sweet Yeladim. Children. Here are some bags of jelly beans to your taste. Ahavat and Ahava to each and all. Benaviva, Beruch Hashem for Yeladim. Ahava, Amen. Elaine, Marba's having a great birthday tonight. Teresa, while Benaviva thinks to her some cream-colored irises. What now? Benaviva. Kelly, well, it's time for something to begin again. Maybe something about our MOAT project. Benaviva, well, we will see. Elaine, anything else? Kelly, we could make some art soon. Benaviva, TOV. Elaine, and we could use the key of the kingdom. That colorful custom color sample to make the art. Marba, we just need to agree on the kind of art, its form. Marian, how about since it is Marba's birthday? Kabbalah. Marba's style. Amy, but more about the details. Teresa, awesome. Billy. Yaffa, as Billy was thinking about the flowchart process of creating art too, let's do that too. Frick but go get Rise. Our book with the flowchart. And a canvas and paint. Kelly now make some art. Frick but book Nan. Part 1. What would it take to do what you are thinking? Benaviva. Yaffa, we need to draw quickly lines on canvas from underneath or from a projection. Benaviva and Yaffa, we could find the number value for the colors we use off Photoshop. Benaviva and what? Yaffa, and mix the paint ahead of time and keep it labeled and in the refrigerator. Benaviva, what next? Yaffa, well, we would paint between the lines. Benaviva, yes, we know, but how do you do that quickly? Yaffa, screen print. Billy M. Rosalinda, let's say we could and then highlight or shadow the details needed. Benaviva, yes. Rosalinda, can we do that all faster? Benaviva, and within a budget. Rosalinda, it would be good. Benaviva, we do not, as you know. Well, just want to make digital prints but paint. And of course enjoy the painting process. Or go back. Billy, how is the process of painting enjoyed the most? Regardless of speed. Rosalinda, great question. Elaine, well, I have to invent the ultimate pleasant painting experience for myself, which still turns the painting out the same but which is just as fun to do as ever. Benaviva, invent a way. Elaine, we like pouring paint. Benaviva, how do you contain it in the borders between lines? Elaine, the salt did not work last time. Schnuna, I think dipping might work out, but the lines and shapes on the canvas to color are funny and would be difficult to dip well. Benaviva, something new. Benaviva. Elaine, book Nan. Part 2. If only paint was what? Not wet to begin with. Bertha, yes. And you add it to the canvas as power. Then spray water on it and let it bleed. It turns wet. Stains the canvas, then dries again. Teresa, cool. So we grind up paint chalk blocks. Amy, no. Maybe not that. We can buy the powder of paint in different colors. Or to ferret it, you could melt it after freezing it. Yaffa, sprinkling it as ice on the canvas, we tried. But maybe not with the right paint. Perak, what else is like ice? Baking it in order to melt it. Libby, it could be ice shavings with paint mixed in, which we place on the canvas and then use a hot blow dryer to melt and dry it very quickly. Yafanito. Or to ferret at lasers. Elaine, Benaviva, lasers can do what you want. Elaine, but they are expensive. Benaviva, exactly. The zinc process of HP2. Elaine, we want to use paint as our medium. Frick, but not spray it unless it's in a water spray perhaps. Yaffa, Benaviva's fingers get sore. Grouchy, yes. Yaffa, I like the screen print idea, but Benaviva, yes. I know. It's a little out of reach. Plus it has been done. Elaine, not pointillism either. Bertha, canvas is the surface. Why not grind up the canvas somehow and mix it with different paints, then restretch it? Amy, something like fusion between canvas and paint. Marilyn, yes. Amy, wild. Marilyn, book Nan. Part 3. Okay. The art and painting ideas we will put on the back burner. Elaine, now this is what we want. Frick, but to read. Benaviva, but how? Benaviva? What kind of reading? Grouchy, well, we could look at interpreting, or the study of grammar, or something mystical, or some new invention of a way to read. We could speed read, or write a poem, or slow read, or write some other kind of text. Benaviva, what about the spreadsheet for our music? Honey, not yet. Elena, good old reading, and reading aloud too. Or to ferret it, there is our music too, to organize the next composition. Or what? Benaviva, Rosalinda, or we can set up a group of drum patterns on the QY100 or other drum machines. Benaviva, we need a new 1/8 cable. Yes. Bertha, yes. Rosalinda, but no other new equipment. Benaviva, we're good for now. Bertha, you're not at the end of time now. Benaviva, you're not time traveling at all. Or to ferret it, yes. But there is hope someplace. Benaviva, there is. Bertha, you're somewhere. Bertha, you are where you think you are. Numa. Benaviva's sister, what if? Well. Benaviva, well. What? Benaviva. Rosalinda, what if place does not matter? Or what if it does? Benaviva, it matters a little, but the subject matter has changed to Harold Bloom. Or to ferret at book Nan. Part last, Harold Bloom says atheists have no fun. Or to ferret at, we say many people would rather have fun than be right. That is why science will lose to its opponents. Because science is less fun than being silly. Yaffa, and people will probably go extinct because those of science see themselves as more important than those of religion. Amy, but Richard Rorty says that science and religion can be compatible. Kelly, of course. He is right, as he knows that it's better to think that science has no more or less a privileged way of understanding the world than religion. Kabbalah. But the problem is that scientists have less fun than their opponents who want to play, and play better and more. Yaffa, it is childishness for both cases in many ways, but it's not childishness to want to create the most happiness for the most people coming. Grouchy. What do scientists do? They pull out the reason card on their opponents who don't always play by those rules. It just does not work. Aura to ferret it. That's why we're writing tonight, to become aware of the difficulty. Teresa, what about persuading people to become responsible? For what? Everyone's happiness. Elaine. Yes, Elaine. Tonight we especially want to delve into this matter since both sides have faults. Teresa Benavova heard the rhetorical question earlier stated by Yaffa. Why should humans not want to play until their end? Men see it as apocalyptical already, and so they want to die merrily, as Hotspur might say. Elaine, I like the question, but inclusion is more important than accuracy. Benavova, don't forget that the quasi politics behind this is a resentment of Shakespeare and his power of originality. Frick, but we are not evading Shakespeare, but publicly this is a little like a stage of players who don't understand that they are players, though some still play. So our world stage is just Shakespeare's Battle of Shrewsbury. Benavova, yet. With our Shakespeare reading now, or the rebels lose that battle. Benavova, yes, but we are at an isolated conceptual point aside from plot. In the moment of Shrewsbury's battle, which at the moment a larger cosmological sense is undecided as to who will win the larger picture. Or you know who will. Benavova, yep, again. Or science is not playing. They are at war. They would rather at times focusing their waning energies on stating what is rather than controlling it through programming. And it is their opponents who are playing. Their opponents who are programming the scientists' responses instead, because many scientists feel that they have to stoop to their level. Yet, that is their play, not the scientists' play. Scientists are having less fun. Grouchy, fun will win. Scientists can have fun, but they don't know how to just yet. But a new behaviorism could make a shocking comeback, and in a fun way. Kabbalah, but will happiness? Benavova, aha. Yet, it feels at this moment undecided upon the earth. Kabbalah, finis 0A02, now Homer there, and I am sitting. A Benavova, it happened earlier. My eyes. What will some cleaning do? We in the process ridding still some cable mess while time is at its end. My goodness, I do know. The packs of ices for my sores must do. Too hard. The ices work because I was not sleeping, and I was tired. I iced myself and it was good. The past and God. Before I slept, I tried remembering how God that Dante studied was so felt in safety always previous and more. My angel aura talked with me. I came to it. To name some books we use. What one to name? A name we juxtaposed to it. Malak, Elaine with me 0A01, experience the same of thought as God within. Who's Yom? Being you with me. To know and come. Experiencing both. Experiences of a greatness and awareness gone far away. A poem is where, my angel Ariel to her Benavova, defending me from time. The laughter and the art, which I have heard and seen are Abel's and Arcane's. When traveling through time, their mother from the first made Abel laugh. It was the world's first laugh. Grouchy with me pap. Last while looking into Lear, we let ourselves that kings, his common phrases think, and read before my sleep. And Yom, you with me, is higher stopping that. From now those fantasies of knowing, nonsense turned, and reading, thinking better, Jacob and the animals, those higher levels and pronouncements, you with me, for Yom, masterful, not wanting sleep, the conscious streams of love at first when seen, the pages, just 2 pages but a dialogue for hours, still with information read and outside found as well, Malak Shay with me pap, 3 we do not, why, we're stuck, the king we strike together, Lear, he's noticed, words of Lear, his words of staging up, the king has parted with a violent self, we've got a little of his violence in our thoughts, and Shakespeare's parts, hey ho, of villains' mugs, their wildness now and was, we say, a wonder pretty cities had such wildness there, a yellowness, and fountains prized, Malak aura with me pap, 2 we go for all the stuff which Gloucester has said, King Lear, the play, the stuff that's first, affections for a diagram of words which went within King Lear we say in thought misunderstood inside the core, and I, From that importance all expressed in thought. Have otherwise those lines a proper moment filled. Have otherwise a care explained. Divided all. About the start of questions answered like those ones within his kingdom. Malak aura with me pap. One not every best solution means intensity. Some things are dealt to me by angel beings. And having healthiness, attention, not despair. Still problems more and more are ever had. An illness or a goodness with a luckiness and confidence of spirits in my life bring healthiness again. And luck to be correct in life is helpfulness to me like candy confidence, which children process as another mystery. Godiva and a talk they need. Completion for their own. We think to shut away like angels never life. And Richard Rorty turning back into his place of his romantic readings knows our darknesses. Malak Ame with me cack. Last hour Shakespeare now has given inspiration out. And going. Focusing what grouchy. From my nap. Had from Shakespeare. What I lost. Invested in the book. The rest might be. I'd focus on. Involved now. Not in doubt. But with a hope and thought of heaven best. Another hope for God and knowledge is a thoughtful life to see the snares. To become right for hope. A life that a greatness in some words. A bit inspired. That God himself inspires always in thought some budget. It is now. When one inspired the hope for possibility. Benevuva we do not doubt will search now goodness. Harold Bloom has hope that's spent on giving Shakespeare in his music now. Ariel Cack. 3 Humanity. The weather and the wind. Run off with time. The coolness and the sound of people selling in the wind. Our blessings have an end. Time. Traveling the coolness. Billy Weathers prototypes. And first his time he looks to bike. The weather and the wind are drawing wows. The clunk. The wind. A blessing in the end invisible. Benevuva has goodness making signs. The meanings here. And tested just by people out. The universe we see. The universe outside. His bike is ever at its ends on winds. Benevuva has seen the ones. And meanings all. When tested for a while. When traveling since coming back to books to read. Benevuva has wheeled into some from the clunk the wind did end. Malak Diana with me cack. 2 upon the readings which we love. Benevuva. It's good to start with something like solutions here. You'll bring your wishes of the kingdom to the poem. The key to humankind as Dr. Johnson and you know to think those thoughts of vanity and time. Their ends. The keys to lines within the poem. And colors of the kingdom to the kingdom lost as pages of some end about my poem. The days are through. The places those excited papers found had started rocking with Penelope upon the end of day. Malak Yaffa with me across the night while halfway dawn in thoughtfulness the air had shadowed. Nothing went beyond the landscapes. Breathing was its plan. A glory of the light the weather had welcomed when dawn and shadows. Blessings loved would shade in drifting. Caring far to wait. With sickness playing time went drifting too. And I and light have stopped off wrestling each other's plans for more of glory and resolve. Malak Thrick but with me the sky let places have simplicity. They play for nothingness. And answer more than humans what can come to be of glory past the room returning with the rain into a water. Gentleness has gathered up such things which future days in scattered wilderness by drifting with their speed. Presenting much to sight. Perfection almost lost. And pictures of their argument. The reason for its show has come again for sky. Thus, to control your solitude with frequencies of excellence. So far to be the air. No wasteful writings ever seen where light would welcome you the good of day. Malak Teresa with me finis mam to AAA by Billy McBride book mam. Part 1 100x13 equals 1300 lines. Or passages. 1306 or so per page is around 200 pages. Elaine let's publish it. Perak alright. There will be 2 volumes. ZAZ to Nan. And this one we still will write. Mam to AAA. Elaine what does it mean to have angels? Billy M. Donna it means that I take the risk of being misunderstood by others no matter how clear I make myself. Benevuva do you think things will change by your claim of knowing your own angels? If so how? Ora to Ferreted I think that it is quite hard to tell what others think about you unless you all tell me. Benevuva what about persuading them? Ora to Ferreted I don't see it. Benevuva what does the fact that you have your own angels do for them at all? I mean, it's too late to give us up, which you would not want. So when we talk about ourselves, is that kind of purposeful? What do you think? Ora to Ferreted I don't see what you angels actually do with other people, just what you might do for them, if that makes sense. Benevuva we have written much on all topics and in many ways. Shay yes. but we have normalized into many of our readers' eyes. They don't know what to think. But as far as shocking them goes, they think you are just pretending, and so they do not give you the benefit of the doubt about this miracle. Elaine, but that's to be always expected. Donna, the more people are told about us, the more the shock value levels out, but we do much talking about us on purpose. Yet we know you wonder, and what you are wondering about the intensity of their suspicions, and how that could be adjusted. Or to ferret it, there is also the fact that people's spiritual guilt, imagined or real, comes into play to prevent them from bonding with the notion that angels actually are central, alive and well. Teresa, tell me more. Benevova, well, perhaps you would like to know about the difference between different religious traditions, why so many are incompatible with each other, and what you can do about that distinction with distinction. Teresa, well, we all know that, yet if we cannot persuade people, what is left of our relationships with them concerning angels? For one reason or another, we, by writing so much, have lost our power to shock. But that was to be so. Elaine, all right, but the shocking part was part of the fun. Benevova, there are many other hopeful ways to have fun besides the outrageous ways. Bertha, and yet, fun is still difficult to translate from us to our readers. Elaine, there are many who find Shakespeare also not shocking because they choose not to encounter his plays and poetry. Teresa, yes, with that case it is similar. Shakespeare and angels have in common a kind of saturation. Though Shakespeare is much more popular than yours or anybody else's angels of an individual level for that matter. Elaine, therefore, it's that personal aspect of having angels which is what readers most of the time find insipid. Shea book, ma'am. Part 2. Well, we need to get it together once more. Elaine, time has passed. We have been far. Ariel, what is time? Benevova. Bertha, time is a word. Benevova, what does word mean? Bertha, it means that my chest is sore from reading so much aloud. Benevova, it will be alright soon. Ora to ferret at Tov. Benevova, now, did you hear that child yell something at his mother outside? Honey, that is Ishmael as a child before he joined the crew of the Pequod to hunt Moby Dick. Bertha, think to him some gifts. Benevova. Kelly, the usual. Benevova, that's good. Kelly. Benevova thinks to Ishmael a few Hot Wheels toy cars, some books of William Blake and a pillow with a picture of a giraffe on it. Ahava. Ishmael. Benevova, he heard you within, and will love his gifts. Kelly, I don't like that car right there. Rosalinda, talking about a white car in the parking lot that would have been Emily Dickinson's car if she lived out here. Why is it there? Benevova. Ariel, it has broken down and needs gas. Benevova, why did not a future self of Emily Dickinson get it? Ariel, it's too hard to walk. She went home in a cab, and the car will be there overnight. Benevova, why don't you write a note and leave it on the car? Billy M. Bertha, dear Miss Dickinson, because you could not stop for gas. Benevova, that's good. Now go and put it on the car. Bertha, where is my hat? Benevova, you know where it is, you stupid idiot. Bertha, ma'am. Part 3. The Pastoral Poem. Michael, by William Wordsworth, is where we will guide the student's own interest. We want to show the student that there was somebody who knew the meaning of every blast of wind and sound of nature. That person was Michael, the shepherd of the poem. Perak, before that we need to guide the student through the basic concept of Noam Chomsky's on transformational grammar. Elaine, but before we introduce the way sentences can have deeper intrinsic meanings, Chomsky's subject, we need to help the student separate language from picture data, mongering, in the fields of biology, psychology and neuroscience. Perak, good. That will be after we get the student, who already shows interest in neuroscience, to think about the misleading and hilarious idea that language is just a stimulus response system in our environment, that language does the thinking for us, which Lacan and his followers promote. Elaine, that will do. Kabbalah we study. To sum up, Lacan, first, neuroscience, Noam Chomsky on transformational grammar, and finally the poem, Michael, by William Wordsworth. This is our string. Amitov. Kabbalah now. We want for a second study the student to get to thinking about new behaviorism which scientists can apply to a group with happiness as a goal for the group instead of just physical pleasure. Elaine, therefore, we would need to bring up super technology. Perak, we also need to note that the scientists would condition a group by hiding a happiness from them so that the group become motivated to go on the chosen paths to gain that feeling of happiness. Elaine, that scientists could have fun again and help out at the same time by programming us using their good authority is the goal of the student's study. Libby. After that they can learn more about the rational explanation that angels exist. Tob Shbeeb. But before we help them learn about angel existence, and before they understand new behaviorism and the scientists of it, if the scientists themselves are not hidden as well, they must learn both trust as well as to favor science but not look for truth. Frick. But trust can be learned, reasonably, by participating with the student over time, while understanding that science is better at controlling and predicting the environment rather than explaining what is, for science has no more privileged perspective on what is than religion, or a pragmatism can help with that. Grouchy. To be in favor of change but not base it on foundations, whether these foundations be moral, metaphysical or other kinds of foundations, is what we want to persuade. That anti-foundationalism works better. Elaine. Our anti-foundationalism favors programming but not being stuck on finding out what is what. Frick. But pragmatism will help. Perak. We must show the student our description of how scientists have less fun as climate deniers, who just are out for fun and games. Elaine. That's good, but showing her the difference between philosophical foundationalism and post-philosophical anti-foundationalism is best. Bertha. We also must help the student learn about the position of the skeptic before we introduce this dichotomy. Yaffa. Stop. Perhaps we have gone too far. Maybe we just work with the fun future scientists will have with hiding happiness in ways so that other people will find it when on different challenges. That will be best. Elaine. Okay. Yaffa. So for our second study, we start with the scientists who will hide happiness, then talk about super technology, trust and anti-foundational action over the ills of contemplation. Aura. Perfect. Teresa. Let's do it. Donna. Book ma'am. Part last. Well, today is here. Libby. It was a good night. Frick. But part of me wants both simultaneously. Libby. Billy. Give Libby some flowers. Frick. But are these all right? Benavova thinks to her some white snapdragons. Yes. Thank you. Libby. It is already late morning. What do we do? Frick. But you did not do it. Billy. What you wanted to do with names while writing. Donna. All right. What I learned from Harold Bloom about a good gossip has set me up and I am ready. Benavova. Harold Bloom is a generous gossiper in his books. Donna. But why does he do that? Benavova. Aura. When teachers gossip, students listen better. Harold Bloom as a teacher could have been more theoretical, but he chose a public path in his writings. Benavova. Many people who are not his students are uncomfortable with him. Donna. Those people have come into a sort of present resentment for him and Shakespeare. Shay. The whole world should know better. Elaine. Billy. I need you to think about that noise outside. Donna. As some bangs were heard, what people made those sounds? Billy M. Elaine. They are the workers who are putting up siding on the neighboring apartment. Benavova. You don't have to worry. We're just changing the subject since we've got something new to discuss. Frick. But we could presently do that. Bertha. Why don't we get a little of our day's exercise on the treadmill? Elaine. That sounds good. The treadmill is now nicknamed My Adult Memories. Bertha. Perfect. What are your adult memories? Benavova. Elaine. They are still being made, but so far I have done my best to have good ones. Benavova. Get thy butt on My Adult Memories for 15 minutes. Bertha. Book lal. Part 1. His heart swelled high and labored in his breast. Ariel. Quoting from Homer's Iliad. We know why you did that. Quote. Ariel. Elaine. One wishes for the comforts of feeling at home. Ariel. We know. Kabbalah. Benavova thinks that a sense of home is entirely to be found within his head and body, but he also thinks that he is unlucky with that quest. Bertha. Yes. Specifically his swelling breast. Penelope. But that he has to be first aware of the problem is the problem. Elaine. Yes. Home awareness is the result of doing something significant to homemaking. Yet this homemaking is the product of his biology. Yaffa. All I can do is exercise my feeling higher in my breast than lower in my stomach. Yet, I really want that to be more automatic, and well, not painful if over-exercised. Benavova. Maybe practice it. Bertha. You may get used to it. Marian. We will see. Benavova. Yes, we will. Rosalinda. Billy. Those heavenly visits you had were different. Yaffa. The feeling of home can still happen without them, though that feeling may eventually make you feel in heaven. But we know you don't want to go to the effort to get there. We know you know that heaven itself is not a meritocracy, since everybody eventually goes there forever in the end. Marian. It is like eating a yummy meal when you need food. You make it, though heaven cannot be prepared for. It is only a gift. Yaffa. We will see. Frick. But when Billy was thinking of trying to understand just now what they were saying, maybe we should talk about what? Benavova. Rosalinda. Some kind of hope. Benaviva alright. Rosalinda, there is the case that you can invent something new, a new interpretation, a new idea, a new sculpture or something else fresh, or a dancing. Grouchy, yes. Benaviva wants to dance more than his body wishes, but he needs to be in better shape, which we are working on. Or can't he dance sitting in his chair? Honey, maybe so. Shay book lal. Part 2, we will make a list of answers to all the questions Harold Bloom asked in his new book Falstaff. Give me life. Or even the rhetorical ones. Elaine, well, maybe we'll skip those. Or how will we answer the regular questions? Elaine, we could put a preface to the list which says that Billy channeled us angels, and then proceeded with the answers. Or like a test. Elaine, a little. Elaine, Benaviva thinks it will also be fun, but he doesn't know what Harold Bloom will think about our answers. Honey, hey, I've got an idea. After we answer all of the questions with answers, we can either give Benaviva's own separate answers with ours to show the difference between human and angelic answers, or we could even ask our own questions back to Harold Bloom. And then what? Bertha, or we could, after answering the questions, we could imagine us giving Harold Bloom some sort of gift for allowing us to answer. Elaine, I like that. But let's try this. Let's make our answers to the questions he asked in his book the actual gifts. Let's try it. Bertha, alright. Prick 1 from page 69. Grouchy, where in the prior plays can we discover the ancestry of Falstaff? Bertha, pricking Harold Bloom's question, alright. For this question about location, we will answer with a geodesic rock with red crystals in the crevice. Our answer will be this is the rock called King John. Grouchy, now page 118. Bertha, who would prolong there? King Lear's and Macbeth's agony. Grouchy, pricking that question we will answer by giving Harold Bloom a blue crystal rock and tell him our answer will be this is the rock called Nobody on Earth or in the Afterlives. Bertha, now page 26. Grouchy, yet who can prefer Hotspur's Die All, Die Merrily, to Falstaff's Give Me Life? Bertha, we will give as our answer to Harold Bloom's question a silver ring and tell him our answer is this is the ring called I Love You. Grouchy, that's all for now. Bertha, it will be a little like that. Frick, but good. Bertha, Benaviva, what again is the Falstaffiad? Valerie the Falstaffiad, or Henry IV parts 1 and 2, as well as Falstaff's death recorded by Mistress Quickly in Henry V. The Falstaffiad is world peace. Benaviva book lal. Part 3, the king himself is to be feared as the lion. Dost thou think I'll fear thee as I fear thy father? Nay, and I do. I pray my girdle break. Teresa, quoting Falstaff, this time will be our questions for Falstaff who spoke that line. Amy, alright Amy. Teresa, question 1. King, why that is a word. Falstaff. Which is not Falstaff. For only Falstaff is Falstaff. What would you ever be a king and be in charge of a kingdom? The king's name is Henry. IV. What do you think about that name? Sir John. Ora to ferreted question 2. The king is feared. Fear. Falstaff is something which one tries not to think about or have. Now with fear, would you say that the king has fear of his subjects too? What does Henry IV fear the most? Falstaff. Frick, but question 3. A metaphor. As lion, the king, to be feared. Falstaff. Have you ever had anything to do with a lion? If so, did you think it fearful or was it asleep or busy? Yaffa, question 4. Fear thee. Hal. What would be that problem? What authority of language does Hal have over the great Sir John? Rhetorical. Libby, question 5. Thy father. Is Hal's father fatherly? Falstaff. Like you. Can Hal's father sit down and drink with him? Well, Falstaff. Are you more of Hal's father than his father? Well. Elaine, question 6. And Falstaff. Final question. If you feared Hal and your belt, girdle, break, where would that take things? Falstaff. How does Hal behave? Good or bad? Now Falstaff. We know you would like to keep going. What has Hal in mind in his threats? Cabala, now wait for Falstaff to answer. Honey, this is the magic miracle by which Falstaff will answer. Kelly, hear that music and that clicking sound. Donna, yes. Benaviva, Falstaff answers through the music which our children are playing live through the stereo and translating his words into music. Frickbert, and those clicking sounds are those very questions we are asking to which Falstaff in the music is replying. Grouchy, 2 clicks. Ora to ferreted, yes. Questions 1 and 2. Teresa, Benaviva. Who is making those clicks you are hearing? Rosalinda, Johnny Powertick. Benaviva, who is Johnny Powertick? Shay, he is our friend for 8 years long. and he is the one compressing our very questions into clicks, or click data for Falstaff to answer. Benavova great answer. Teresa Benavova, listen. Falstaff is answering questions numbers 1 and 2 as melody, as music. Thank Hashem. Elaine Beruch Hashem for Falstaff. Johnny Powertick, our Yeladim, children, and Harkol, all. Ahava, Amen. Benavova click. Johnny Powertick book lal. Part 4 I get in the role of a sort of self-doctor when I diagnose the causes and cures for my own losses. Benavova that you are, but not all of the time. Elaine I am very interested in reading now, and my interest for playing the synthesizer is still fresh. I would say, Benavova go to Reading. Grouchy what shall or how shall I read? Benavova we say how. Yaffa what is this how? Is that the first how problem in the world? Benavova no, it is the last. Bertha of that how shall I read? I wonder still. That how, that is the manner in which I will interpret. Does not that come naturally? Benavova well, yes. We just want you to read and kindle that element by reading. Bertha how goes with reading? Benavova yes. Grouchy with what else does how go? Benavova how to fly a spacecraft. Bertha how to lose a chess game. Grouchy how to build a book vending machine. Marion how to craft a spacecraft. Bertha how to win a chess game. 1 and 2. Elaine how to win the lottery. Frick but structure. How we made happiness. Penelope all of these are some of our book titles. Shay we also have Why I Am a Writer. 1 and 2. Aura to Ferreted we also have What the Heck Is He Talking About? Aura and the book. What the Hell Happened to Billy McBride? Teresa there are no where s yet, nor when s. Elaine but there is Numas. Billy's celestial sister. Line in head Batresha 2. You are where you think you are. Bertha Finnis book cack. 1 Billy sits still and proud, listening to his angel children's music with his angel wives. You know you are not a king. Benavova. Libby yet. I have the key to the kingdom. The color sample sheet. Benavova but you're not a king. Libby yet. I have no solitude. Kings and other leaders also have no solitude. Benavova but you're not a king. Libby I think that I am as proud as a king. Benavova but pride in our children's awesome music does not make you king. Libby what is a king? Billy? And what does king mean? Rosalinda a king must be one who is king of the castle. And a king means my neck is itchy. Benavova you're not a king. Libby I am not. Benavova number. Libby I was once. Benavova kind of in warm milk when you visited but you're not in that heavenly afterlife now. Nor is that your afterlife home of charades. Bertha you are not a king. Libby Billy. Ask Libby what would make you king. Bertha hey. Libby. What would make me a king? Benavova you would be a king if you went to warm milk again as a guest. Libby alright. But going there is not up to me. And I cannot ask or force myself to go. Benavova Tov. Good. Libby Benavova. What is warm milk like to you? Rosalinda warm milk is where I make good judgments and pronounce what will happen to people in the future based off of those decisions. Benavova great answer. Ariel get up. Elaine get up and change the song. Grouchy book cack. To the presence of Shakespeare to those other than those who knew him is much like the presence of angels. Unknown except to those who know them. Like you, Billy. Libby that's a good thing to say. Benavova thanks. Libby do those who resent Shakespeare resent him because they just do not know enough about his art. Benavova aha. Libby yes. Billy. We know you don't like to write aha. But that is what Angel Libby said. So chill. Kelly Shakespeare's life is a mystery. Angels are a mystery for those who do not know angels. Libby yes. But I do not wish to rub it in. I have my problems too. Benavova we talk about us. The angels and you because the talking and writing of it down help you cope with contingencies. Libby tell me more. Benavova alright. People have very diverse and mixed reactions to us. But we think that is because they don't access angels themselves. Libby yes. At times having and writing about angels makes me look bad to others since it is not ordinary. Benavova we know. So do you. We also know you are fine with talking sometimes about us. Donna I wish there was some kind of way to help people learn that this part of my life is not schizophrenia. Benavova they should recognize that it is good to have and discuss things with angels. Or at least think that there is no harm in saying that you do. Donna I don't like the term angel since people usually associate that with religious iconography. Especially if they have never experienced an angel on their own. Benavova yes. Benavova. You are not imagining us while those artists paint what they can only imagine. Donna there is a channel. Benavova aha. You channel us, but not like those who pretend to channel. It is all day, all the time with you. Donna I know. Maybe it's not the angel claim but the channeling claim for which they don't care. Benavova that's a big part of it since they wonder how that is possible. Even though you've explained it as best so far that you can. Donna what else bothers them? Benavova men are bothered by Shakespeare too. Without any good reason. Donna that's true. Shakespeare is better for them than they know. And they can have access to his works. Though not to him. Kelly speaking of Shakespeare. He also did much. Though he did it better than me. Benavova we know. But doing much is not the reason we married you. We would love you still if you did nothing too. Kelly book cac. 3 That to many others there is an absence of angels. That absence is the same as presence if you look closely. And the fact of the angels' absence is also the fact of their presence. Penelope it is what Lichtenberg has said all along about opposites. Elaine the opposites of presence and absence in our case. Ironically enough. Honey doing the opposite thing as what someone else is doing is the same thing as what they are doing. To paraphrase. Elaine Billy. Picked one of our books. Ariel I will pick The Sun Rising Over a Coastline. Benavova now though it is on the bookshelf now. Imagine the book in your hands now. Ariel alright. Here it seems to be. Benavova we are all smiling. That is one awesome book. Ariel so I am smiling with you. It is. Benavova you are holding a fruit of a book there. Benavova. Ariel what kind of fruit? Kelly a big tomato. Benavova that's good. Not a rotten one either. Ariel if I were to say that it is a cross between a fruit and a place in the world. What also is that place in the world? Ariel why I would say that that place would be a waterfall in Hawaii. Benavova yes. Ariel it is our tomato. Waterfall book. Kelly now imagine it in the hands of a complete stranger. What does that stranger do for a living? Ariel nothing. It is a child in her heels reading it in the corner on a chair in her family's home. Benavova she likes it much. Libby it is a good book. Kelly we will use that book to learn its style again one day to write another like it. Ariel awesome. Benavova the tomato waterfall book is now available. Mr. Benavova. Get thy butt up and bring it back here to read. Ariel book cac. Part last Keats John likes to share great places, great events and great personal feelings in his poems. Perak as he aged before his death at 26. He developed an ever-maturing style. Elaine his writing became more memorable over time. Marian what were you saying the other day about him? Benavova. Elaine I was saying that his poems are sweet as well as intimate. Benavova he loved Fanny. Diana it was a loss for us to lose him so early. Yaffa say a line of his. Benavova. Amy alright. Of Bacchus and his pards. Benavova good. Another. Amy no. No go not to Lethe. Benavova Lethe is sleep. Libby or forgetfulness in general. Grouchy Billy. Why does Keats repeat his number? Donna he wanted to make sure his listener was listening. Benavova do Lethe and go match? And if so how? Ora to ferret at Lethe the river. The river one goes to drink from it. I suppose so. Benavova Tov. Valerie Keats says the listener has that choice. Kelly and that Keats is the one reminding the listener. Teresa without Keats' help. It is as if the listener could get lost on her own without a guide. Elaine is no an argument. Ora to ferret at it sounds like the middle of a conversation as an important interruption and warning. Grouchy is no Keats reply to being asked to go to Lethe, or is Keats predicting, foreshadowing, a possible trouble, or the latter. Elaine Finnis book Judge. Part 1 dang. We were rocking it. Kabbalah what the hell happened? Benavova. Honey the music, the writing, the readings, gone. Elaine I don't know. Just change. I've got to find some hope somewhere. Benavova and soon. Ora to ferreted I thought maybe we dismissed or ignored the band. Our spiritual booksellers. Yesterday. Benavova maybe so. Ora to ferreted and Thrickbert's environment adjustment mixes. Benavova I don't think so. They are in no way available now. Elaine you didn't sleep well. Thrickbert no rush to finishing our compilation book. ZAZ to AAA. Teresa no. Not really. Yaffa and art. Benavova forget about it. Yaffa and MOAT. Or spacecraft. Apartment temple. Cleaning. Benavova well. What about it? Elaine MOAT. Is accessible now as thought. Benavova I think you know we have to wait. Thrickbert and the spacecraft. Elaine I need a more aesthetic eye. Benavova right. Elaine we are exercising alright. Benavova true. But we want super fun. Frick, but at least I am strong in a sense of being aware of my losses. Beneviva, we'll work it out. Elaine, the silver weather we feel in language, the rain outside has gone away with my knowledge of all that I had once of its pale role yet I needed. The universe whirls no more light when it becomes a celestial angel itself. When so, no more the spherical hours will reduce down to drown us within them. Then there will be a better fanciness everywhere just when those complex cycles break. And then we will earn much joy forever, really, to hope that our outrageous happiness on the green ground will cause all vocabularies to be questioned so very much that that silver weather we feel in language must become colorful once more for the very first time. Aura to ferret it with me, Book Judge. Part 2, my whole life. Beneviva, what about it? Beneviva, honey, all my life I have tried my very best to get people not to read the Pickwick Papers by Charles Dickens. Beneviva, we know. Honey, I like that book, but long ago I decided that I would do everything in my power to distract others from reading it. Beneviva, it is a good book, and you really have been successful. Honey, they can read other great books instead, but I keep trying new strategies to make the Pickwick Papers something of which they never think. Beneviva, we know. Honey, did I write just that? Beneviva, yes. Somebody might read it, but they will forget about what you have been doing your whole life, stopping them from reading the Pickwick Papers. Honey, I do it for no reason. It is just an idea of mine I have had that I have carried onward all of my life. Beneviva, so you have. Honey, they can read anything but the Pickwick Papers. I've decided. I want them to read well, but other books, that is. Beneviva, alright. Honey, will you help me distract them some more? Beneviva, alright. Honey, over on good ole Facebook I will post something about the 4th of July or something else. Anything but a post or allusion about the Pickwick Papers by Charles Dickens. Beneviva, good. We will help you. Honey, and when I go out in public, I will wear something black, which I believe does not cause people to think about reading that book. Beneviva, good. Honey, and when I go to the store, I will buy things which do not remind others about the Pickwick Papers. Beneviva, that's the plan. Honey, all my life I've wanted to be good at something, and my dream of distracting people's souls away from reading the Pickwick Papers by Charles Dickens has been my one crowning achievement. Beneviva, yes. Billy, they are not reading that book, and many have never heard of it. Honey, now I can die content. Well, I guess it is time for a congratulatory sip of coffee. Beneviva, Yaffa's poem The Self is sad when there's an end. Crossing it out in the farewell of things. A rude matter any shore destroys as the ocean masters the order of the day. The great earth frolics with sadness and shores. Heaven in its wide stretch stuffs the afternoon with no jerk of flame. Its deepness destroying the memories of the strength once had by the depths of these waters reflecting my words. A flame crowds over a loved life whose many short dates must have been long desired. Malak Yaffa with me, Kathleen's poem Ocean Wonder. Give my resolution hope as this morning sun sits in the dawn. Strengthen that atmosphere of hope with your teaching light. A storm springs its windy voyage high out, joining worldly resolve to some want for enough knowledge to return to those questions which thousands like me have. Desiring our own genius which a wrestling must resolve to help our paradise be great. Kathleen with me, Book Judge. Part 3, alright. We have some options. We can either fight a little to express what we think is beautiful, or we can celebrate the last bit of beauty before it fades away. Yaffa, we love writing about it and we are moved by beauty, which by writing about we can absorb some more. Honey, or by celebrating it as it fades away, we can more on with ease to more pleasure for Beneviva, since by trying to hold on to the beautiful for too long produces pain. Ariel, if the beauty is about to fade quickly away, it's better to let it be and change views. Elaine, yes. We all think pleasure is more important than beauty for now. Amy, we love beauty more though. Grouchy, yes. But not if it is forced. Elaine, maybe there is a way to keep it without forcing it. Not this time since it already seems to be passing. But for next time. Marba, a plan for action to sustain the beauty. You mean? Amy, yes. Marba, at least we have recorded more ideas about it. The awe of beauty and beautiful moments and things. Frick, but even we could write about how beauty passes away. Yaffa, true. But neither loving beauty nor doing that seems to keep it going for Beneviva in his visions. Shay, it's not bad to idealize as long as one remembers to be realistic when the idealization becomes troublesome. Elaine, we appreciate beauty in our readings too. Beneviva, yes. But beauty isn't the only thing we know. Or so Keats is the poet with whom we have to disagree about this. Beneviva, yes. A little because we need also to keep up with the trends of the weather of your own soul. Or I need to seek a good life. Be Navivatov. Good. You know that. But either you fail or time fails to be consistent enough for you not to fail. Or yet, we still seek beauty in books. That is a kind that lasts. Kelly one finds solitude at least from others somehow to learn and to do that too. Kabbalah does our strategy work out that one day other than in the afterlife for Benaviva, that beauty can last, for him on earth? May we know that answer, but for Benaviva, he has to do some things before we can get together the understanding of such teamwork. Kelly beauty is a hope for now, losing it, celebrating it or being anxious for how long the feeling of it will last. Benaviva book Jaj. Part last what is MOAT 36? Benaviva, Rosalinda MOAT 36 can be either one of two things. It can be us, our family of angels and myself, the human, or it can be a representation of our family. Benaviva you know it. Kelly yes. MOAT 36 can be external, so for actual good people we see this often. How one of them is like one of us just enough so that we call them by one of our names, the one she or he represents. Benaviva yes. Elaine for example, not so far off out there by the pool those people are. Valerie, Marba and Silly Billy. Benaviva good. Aura to ferret Billy. Smell that. Kelly yes. It is a heavenly smell in the air. Benaviva it means that you are in heaven. Kelly what do you mean? Benaviva on a Merkaba. Silly. Kelly we are outside. If I go inside will I still be in heaven? Benaviva maybe, but we want you to hear what Valerie, Marba and Silly Billy are saying by the pool. Listen closely. Kelly we've been listening to them. They are sometimes talking about lines from our books. Benaviva yes, and they are waiting for more people to join them. There's one now. A man comes. Kelly who's that? Bertha why that's Richard, my celestial brother from MOAT 36. Benaviva what is he saying to Marba? Kelly he said there is a problem with absence. And Marba said right. Benaviva what absence? Kelly it is the absence of being present in the historical moment, in time as if you mattered. But this absence is there for a good reason. Marba and, yes, she said something about irony. Kelly ha ha. Silly Billy. Out there Silly Billy is selling our book ha. Even though we haven't written it yet. It's what we call early advertising. Kelly Marilyn's poem oh, how shall I what? Brave another idle day. Going about it with a good strength. Being happy that somebody else's thoughts contradiction might forever fade away. Because I wished it. Into smoke. Let order spring up. Rise to this sky where a poem might be found to inspire that change. Moon up there looking down at me. I want you to cross faster your evening world. For already I would wish it day. Whose own poem is pride in its very self. Where reflected in these plain waters I am shut down again because another day's sun brings another stubborn order to my schedule. So the question I still ask is how to slip off. Maybe by some teamwork freed. Ha ha. How to exit best what I say are indeed barbaric billows. Standing up. I have curiosity today for the world once more. Its wealth has been ever widening out this night into this pretty sea and past it towards the larger darker land. Malak Marilyn with me Kabbalah's poem play enough. Form a spark first in the found out months. An universe eternity brings me it. Shore of a heaven seen. Peace. Lovely tides healing the impudently spaced home parts. The tomorrows of construction gate. Then conquer them out in the silent neighborhood. Surface forever songs. The year spreads its land. I pass the country world. Desiring ain't for the wanderer. Everywhere returns up enough smiles to multiply my love. Blue dawns dimmed in destruction. In praiseworthy times. Up by an everything a bravery for the sad voyagings that plot out and return in weather. Have to the open dancing ground. Kabbalah with me Bertha's poem the land's lit. The flood of a sky down tonight they are sunny powered. Crumbled my center for home. No thanks. My soul love prayers. Sweet. Going out. Out. Roughing an universe home yonder which things strike. A liquid of new. The sandy all ended. And never dips into stormic weatherhood soon. To dream blue. Strangish song. The life empire. A farewell. For the sun our morning. One which is fair of forgetting welcome spirits. Invisible winds to calm countries slide. With clouds to bring out twinkle as they wander the strengthened deep day blankly flying over clear grounds. The famous earth. Malak Bertha with me Elaine's poem the brown plains tasked in my minding sink in so sparkly floods more. Well. Prayers are jested, and I am silently no more into this stumbling without paradise that is a promised work flower, which thou granted thou finally. Methinks better to turn thou circle ends off. I gleam if you are clearly into foreverly powering of an utmost solitude. Together creepily we are drained. My hope in your hand. The life resolver returns. Malak Elaine with me Yaffa's poem 2 on the sun. What is existence? There to begin and end? It is needed all my time. Truths to know more country light. Freeze for an afternoon to offer always in those hours. A sunny fine day. You have sung to dance. Happiness flows. You awaken to unloose on the worthy evening your ancient soul over greatly. Your loop gloriful. Never shall this world come in such soul as hovers to be seen a making it there as returns when you play. Malak Yaffa with me Kabbalah's poem 2000s to their freedoms going as wind on the day's thunder. Fancy figures our spirit somewhere bearing well reality knowledge. After teachings storm's power. How? From the bridge. Good sky. A storm and desires shout. The ocean on the gulf is great. The resolution time. A wished for truth. Road loud louder. A world. A ground shaped. Days of people and the garden's life. Gulf's clock back to the year. Malak Kabbalah with me book AAI. Part 1 Hi. Libby hi Libby. Benaviva it's time to stop writing poems for now. Libby yes. Benaviva it is too dangerous to seek that kind of beauty now. Libby Benaviva you know what. Libby what? Benaviva something better is coming soon. Libby than the new poetry. Benaviva aha. Libby a reading perhaps of Hamlet in all its glory. Benaviva aha. You figured it out. Libby what is reading? Benaviva. Rosalinda it is the coordination between the eyes and the mind in language. Benaviva are you sure about that? Rosalinda pretty sure. Pretty angel mom Rosalinda. Benaviva close your eyes. Rosalinda what? Benaviva close them. Rosalinda alright. Benaviva Billy closes his eyes. Ahava. I love you. Rosalinda I love you too. Rosalinda. Benaviva opens them now. Who does Hamlet love? Kabbalah no one. Not himself either it seems. Benaviva Tob Shbeeb's poem the light's values illuminate on the land more secretly. Secretly than the forest shades off. Felt a stone for firmament. I reject or abide in such knowledge. The hours of the universe sweeten. Are unselfish. Allow being followed. Always in their squeezes they date rain weather. Playfully rhyme. There to struggle or command the nothingness shorter in the care ringing a road completion yonder. A new cosmos clears up later. Malak Tob Shbeeb with me honey's poem into hours promising of an utmost shows reply. I drop. Never shall this night be freed an evening for eternity. While I, solemn, stomp on its sunken end. The hills bush world's end at the river passage. Friend up. Spring landscape. What firmament will? Together. Leaky revealing. It is washing on stage its crushed own. Well. And it is desired more. The hills on. And the heart's anguish is nourished tramping the valley bliss around in those evening hours preferred. Malak honey with me honey's poem 2 What is fear? To sit in so. Bluely glows. Angel shut down. The troll wishes a babe. Rice is to be named there to happen and seem. Acorn comfort the cedar. One is free. Apple aid it. The apology and arc bananas glow artistic battle. Breezes of countrysides. A cowbellic countryhood soon. Anything hidden? The angels enabled for erecting constructions blue whose circle meets its ends barely in a crooked arranged wish answer. Malak honey with me book IAI. Part 2 Homer conceived his poem as performance. It was written to be performed and to last. Tob Shbeeb for everybody in ancient times knew of the Trojan War and its history, but Homer made it an epic for rhapsodists. Shay that's what we say. Yaffa it was sublime last year when you memorized and performed it by memory. What you learned. Benaviva. Frick but thanks. I know that I recognized something very voluble in reciting it aloud. Benaviva it also brought you courage. Lisbeth yes. Shay and a kind of hope to keep learning to perform the new material I memorized. Benaviva indeed. Shay yet. I sacrificed all that glory for other things, but all in all it was a great experience and memory, though a great loss. Benaviva back to Homer. In that way his epic has even more of an effect of a sort of flood than as a narrative about a war. Yaffa yes. That is also how he conceived it. Bertha he could have written, so to speak, just a smaller quantity of poems which dealt with the same subject matter. Yaffa yes. He could have condensed the story, but he still would have been famous. Amy it is not the length which marks the reason why he wrote it. The flooding of action works not so much in quantity as it does as a style conceived to be truly great, and great as an argument. Grouchy, his argument matters more than the size of the poem. Or what else? Be never that the Iliad was meant to be recited out loud to a crowd. That is its purpose. Oratory was big back then. Be never the art of rhetoric, as his poem, won over the Greeks and the world. But what we say the poem's potential can do still transcendentally is of sublime power. Ariel, yes. Homer in the right hands could be really a blessing for so many. Yaffa we know. But so can other experiences be important. Just not on that same heroic Homeric level. Kabbalah, there is some chance that we may still ourselves with you. Be never. Memorize in a new sweep his poem to practice and recite. But for now, we will chill. Audiobook AAA. Part 3. I think I get more by being interested in writing. More from what presentation of a possible gift of style an author offers me as I read, even more than the actual story or poem itself. Be never, yes. You believe that you will receive some tip on writing better or differently every time you read a new Schnuna. I tend to run away with my imagination that the text is useful for me and for me for this purpose, and not its content as much. Be never we know. Schnuna, I think it was interesting to realize earlier that we will still be married and talking millions of years from now. Be never, I know it is great. Schnuna ahavat. Be never ahava. Schnuna, just think about all the children we will have then. Grouchy, oh yeah. Be never lots. Marilyn, they are so good. Schnuna, yes. You will see. Bertha, I know you are sticky. You can take a quick bath. Billy. Diana, alright. Be never in just a little bit. Robbie, pop, your leg will feel better too. Kelly, I hope so. I could ice it. Be never, well, if you want to. Kelly, I think I would like. Be never. Would like what? Be never. Rosalinda, to think about how my wives and I will spend time in our heaven. Charades. When I go. Be never, what did Richard, your brother, say about that? Be never. Rosalinda, he said, don't be so concerned about your own heaven. Instead, think about making the world a better place for the generations who are coming in the future. Be never Tov. Rosalinda, book III. Part last. Answer the answer. Or our curiosity for the world. Kabbalah, shutting sunny. Shake cross an evening world. Or spring it up. Jennifer, wish smoke. Or to ferreted to rise in sky poetry. Ariel, our wealth is of frolicking to be pretty. Diana, poem of pride. Perak, destructive freed teams. Or exit the barbaric billows. Penelope, the question is to slip. Diana, moon. Cross an evening world. Frick, but our wealth is frolicking to be pretty. Diana, plain waters. Kabbalah, stubborn order. Or a thoughts contradiction faded. Frick, but brave the idle day. Bertha, now, what's the argument? Ariel, the difficulty of the connections. Frick, but poem of pride. Make it present. Marba, see it through a filter like Ben Jonson's eyes from his poem Weep No More Sad Fountains. Or it's a description, not a drama. Frick, but take time to develop the composition. Valerie, presentation. Present. Present in time. Kelly, stubborn. Giddy. Achilles. Iliad. Frick, but moon. Cross an evening world. Or insult. Penelope, the hardest thing I've ever wanted to do. Be never, point, describe. Point and tell. In the abyss. Frick, but what is heaven? Or Valerie's poem pass over these world parts. Ancient space. Always in the wilds. In the bright shadows are spread. It. Dreamily in my path to paradise. It is monumentally sunned. World weigh it. The height builds up to be illuminated. Methinks best to admire. And I am sleepily no more. That it is a jeweled, shine sky, there to idle and stimulate spacing blue beauty yonder, to reveal it so perfectly reveals what is heaven. Malak, Valerie, with me. Donna's poem cycles of a day. Sleep, Bridget, for the dream. Sliding light, strength out, hand up, sun cradle. What person won't breathe it up for another rush for the gold which circles stretch? A word of round, away, till the nightshades worry that word forever. So nonsense lurks in knowledge, begins another beginning. Night, freedom, gentle shadow, worlds of ruins, then memories, on the brain breaking, kingly grass, the day greenness, a spirit, the place on the sea which was blue. Malak, Donna, with me. Any name or aura to Ferreted's poem more loudly, loudly. Any name passes if it is worldly. Its sound lives into ears, choosing an utmost room into which to float its uttering, or to ooze over a sweet tongue, which is remembered to mark people are found. To us, a name is commonly collected, called for a person to remember, shall never speech, which days develop, a gift of order, be secret, always in its shortness, a commonish name, its roll call, must zoom, Malak aura aura teferatet with me Shay's poem Hill Valley, Valley Hill, blooms in seasons, pierce one country and nourish it all, sweet emptiness is for a wealthy field, to the ground of a hill and valley's best, grace thy heart, small, small field, sky greatness simple, violet, black, break your day of the light's glory, brave constructed day, pass, pass, farewell, so smile a smile of light, pass, past day, sky wing wind, a bright cloud, eternal blues, put a country to use for your songs, memory shine on your welcoming horizon, dawn, you know now, yet, dawn, in cloudy pathway, whole heaven's bridge sweeps always wide, Malak Shay with me book ha. Part 1 It occurred to me that for Homer's heroes to praise each other for being heroes, it is necessary that I see the praise as praise for following a heroic code. Benavuva yes. Greek and Trojan society each had that code. Elaine praise could not be without society which is following the rules for it. Benavuva yes. And praise outside of the story is criticism. Diana why is there not that birth of a literary criticism mode in the Torah? Benavuva tov. It is not as common. We will check it out when you get home. Bertha a story of a society of rule transgressors, not obeyers, was more a theme of the Torah. On the other hand, Ariel interesting. Benavuva we could check it out tonight, online. But we will probably wait until you go back home after this visit here at your parents' house this weekend. Diana back to Homer. Teresa Wright. Longinus comes out of Homer. Both gave birth to literary criticism. Elaine let's not forget Aristotle. But he's farther out there. Bertha what do you mean? Benavuva you will see when you buy again his works. But for now, back to Homer. Elaine alright. Homer's heroes praised each other when they did well in war. Calling each other great, noble, best, etc. This works as a story, but outside of it, it seems strange to us who is praised and for the reasons which they are praised in the story. Yaffa can a system or order or organization of praise exist independently from a social order and its customs, codes, and mores? Benavuva that's what we ask too, but that is else than Homer. Amy alright. The words of heroic praise which are at the center theme of the Iliad are even more of a theme than what the Iliad seems to be about, which is the Trojan War. Diana what that means is that Homer thought heroism was eternal, while war is something that only comes and goes. Grouchy but, can you have heroism without war? Benavuva of course. Elaine then why did Homer choose war as the poem's subject? Benavuva good question. But we say that the war provides not only a dramatic background to Homer's style of praising heroes, the goal and purpose of the epic, but also the Trojan War provides a secondary song for rhapsodists to recite to crowds who already knew but were still interested in the story as both culture and Homeric poetry. Elaine alright. Benavuva you are starting fresh. But we know already where this study leads, and it is very good. Ora ora teferatet Yaffa's poem 3 These clouds stop not, but my wealthy picked time, in the purple days, 'tis emptying grandly. Is this a freedom coming in the right dreamed world? And what, with my gladness, repetition, I do sense some victory, my leisure's friendly which open, though their forgetfulness is mine. I pass my morning of much value ever a remembering that shadows meditate not, there is no road back. A spirit's land, the sail of the wind and the flooding weathers of one sun dropped one way. Malak Yaffa with me Elaine's poem 2 breaths are gentle. Our own sensitivities fit a play upon our own celebration for victories and rewards. And fanatic hungered, these foods of heaven, the desires of our existence seem righteous. Harbor time gray, wind whip, day forgets night, sliver day, ancient lights, so storm a war of cloud, up winter, it exposes now, yet restoration, speedy restoration flies the clear weather, coughing wet, to build in power play, powers patience water day rain of rain, Malak Elaine with me book ha. Part 2 What the Hilvikia is Hilvikia, Bertha we're playing around, Robbie Pop this is a good one, Benavuva, emphasis on the good, Ariel Tov, Aura Tov, Ariel that's really good music, Bruce on our music well, I'm waiting. Grouchy Hilvikia is Citra era. Benavuva and, what is that? Benavuva. Rosalinda it's a cross between a Subaru and an Oldsmobile. Benavuva ha. Rosalinda celebrate. Bertha another song please. Elaine Benavuva. Which song did Ariel just say to put on? Teresa the next one. Benaviva good answer. Ama here we go. Kabbalah it's Kabbalah's birthday music. Robbie pop rock on. Kelly shall we dance? Benaviva in a bit. Ama calm down you stupid idiot. Frick but alright. I just love this song so much. Benaviva our children get the credit for it as you know. Kabbalah rock on. Benaviva Kabbalah's poem 2 rush 1 home. And think it world. Sun warmth's gold braves always blue. Knowing is dangerous. To fall in day emptiness powerful lights which power it up. The eternal shadow. The weather spirits breathe the shadow people's cosmos over the sky. What is wisdom but to lead on the sunny soul out of its solitude? Into homes returning of a total abidance a certainty sweeter falls. Of waving energies. Well, better think over water weathers. Chaotic wealth. Malak Kabbalah with me Grouchy's poem pale. All upraised and never still but flying where birds are high advanced whose shouts voice a tumult of cheer. The bright clouds gleam over the field resting below. Of that laughing bird flight above, the gold sun defends each soaring bird its own happy glory. Flocks of birds remembering well space and place after days. The soothing winds, the fast, which life preserves. Trees stand in them, those as, and horizons of field brights, of better freshness which sits back. Show me snow upon the hill and the birds of skies. One friend on the chair is kind to turn up for this with little effort ever a chatting. Malak Grouchy with me Bertha's poem 3 the wolf on the snows is watching the duck on the blue lake. A sky and weather's clear. The road on the hill is curved. It stretches up the snow banks. Snow slushing over the dirt chilled fields breaks up. Crunches the step by the foot. Light warms the air. Warms a man. The family home. Walls of safeties. A desert machine on the sand now stills. Wind blows the sands briskly. Quacked a duck for fun. Which ducklings here? A buoyancy on the wet. To the wolf they are curious watched. A beauty has all cleared. And never is obscure. The winding hill road yonder. Malak Bertha with me book ha. Part 3 high. Ariel high. Ariel. Benaviva let's try a test. Ariel alright. Benaviva listen. Ariel. Billy listens to the pulses in his body. What the hell did Tov Shalom just say? Ariel she said. I love you. Benaviva Billy listens to more pulses. Now what? Ariel she said. You are not a robot. Benaviva perfect. Ariel Billy listens some more. Now, she said. You are not a clone. Benaviva there is a way however for us to test others to see if they are actual humans or if they are robots or clones. Ariel we know you are just a regular human. Billy. Tov Shalom one way to see if others can hear and translate us angels is to see if they are paying attention to the subtle sensitivities which pulse their bodies from within which form the language by which we talk. One syllable at a time. Elaine you know, Billy, what we angels say. You can test others to see if they can communicate with us too. Tov Shalom as you know, we can go within any other being out there in the world and try and talk to this one or that. It would greatly help things if they would pay attention. Honey but to see if others are listening to us or even to other angels. We made this test. Teresa therefore, you can politely ask them. For instance in the same way we just asked you now. What did Angel Honey say? etc. And you know the answer because she pulsed the same message within you too which you translated. Elaine awesome. Benaviva it's good. But as a test so many fail since they don't understand the change of heart they must have to get a message from us angels. Elaine now for the other test. If they do not pass this one, you can still find out if they are human, or if they are robots who look and act exactly like humans, or if they are clones also. Bertha the other test, to see if they are indeed human, is to use the concept of phrenology, not with skull bumps, but with your special eye, as we tell you who is who. Diana you have not known of meeting any robots who look just like humans yet, nor clones, but you will see, as you can see that it is possible. Bertha angels are good. Pretty much the definition of good. Denying and ignoring angels. Not so great. Elaine now check it out. Ariel book ha. Part last what would I do if I ever met a robot that looked and acted like a human? Benaviva you would treat it ethically. With fairness and respect. Or a same with a clone. Benaviva yes. But if one was causing harm to others, you would attempt to stop its horseplay. Or can there be robots which look and act exactly like humans nowadays? Benaviva aha. Or what if I ever encounter those who block others from reading well? The Autobots. Benaviva the Autobots. Or mindless shades. Lonely and unhappy people who distract other people from reading their best. Must be dealt with. We will have to work some things out though first. Ha Colby Sader, everything is in order. Aura, it is almost time to stand still. Beneviva. Ariel, it is time for the meaning of standing exile. Aura, yay. Beneviva, that's a great book of ours too. Billy. The meaning of standing exile found as a chapter in our bigger book. Listening in on angels. Marian, we will help. Perak, we will help you stand. Marian, we will help you stand and pray. Yaffa, we will help you stand and play. Amy, we will help you stand indeed. Thank Hashem. Bertha Berach Hashem for machine cloud. The meaning of standing exile Veha Ezra. Ahava. Amen. Beneviva, thanks. Billy. Yaffa I. Beneviva, yes. Yaffa. Will now. Beneviva, aha. Yaffa. Stand. Beneviva, yes. You will. Yaffa, book gag. Part 1, the poems in our book. Rise. While reading one or another, count on the reader to forget, to pass by the language. They ask for a patient ability not to collect lines, or a total vision, which come before the lines one presently reads. They do not paint a picture to you since they seem more about a sort of serious song celebration. They list, as numbers do, a sort of collection of things to be summed up, but not by you but by whomever the speaker of the poem is speaking to within each poem. Shaa. Juxtaposition BB. CC. DD. Bertha Abgdba. Grouchy, like hearing the murmur of neighbors. For instance, one must pass by. Yaffa, I am my own murmurer as the poet of these poems. With your help. Beneviva, why? Yaffa, only in the poems of Rise. Beneviva, yes. But why? Yaffa, why would I murmur to be heard only by someone? A reader who was not my audience. Who does not listen. Beneviva yet. Yaffa, maybe I recognize that the listener or reader, deep down, wasn't meant to know. Beneviva, like seeking hope in place of knowledge. Kelly, good point. Kelly. Yaffa, so the book, Rise, is heavy on the hope side with regards to thinking back to the pleasant and accessible past when knowing is impossible. Elaine, thinking back to hope instead is one goal. Yaffa, but this sort of hope connects with the song aspect of these poems. Grouchy, what about the other part of Rise? The calculation part. Beaviva, reading Rise. It is like listening to a murmur of neighbors without being able to catch their words. But how this connects to the stylistic structure of representing an abstract form of calculation is important. Amy, yes. Beneviva, are those calculations of the murmurs, which are like budgets, inside the murmurs or outside of them? Does the hope transcend each murmur? And what does a budget of hope add up to? You mean? Amy, aha. Beneviva, it is good to see these poems as private conversations, but so is your reading or experiencing of this non-knowledge. Amy, alright. Beneviva, as far as that sort of eavesdropping on a private and accessible knowledge is concerned, you do however still end up translating the hope for yourself. Its essence. Well, amen for the calculations. Like a budget of knowledge turned into hope. You feel uneasy that you cannot render the poem with ease or even at all as a whole, a total or sum, but as a rendering of parts, especially by special interpretation. That's where we come in. Amen. Finally, there is some loss because you do still hunger for the knowledge of the poems of Rise as a coherence and consistency, but you are left wondering exactly how content you yourself will be just with hope. This is the dilemma you are working out well, and it is a good experience to conclude with your recognition of your own limitations of understanding those poems and your powers of reading them. Ariel, book gag. Part 2, I want to stand importantly so badly. Beneviva, no. It is not possible. Elaine, well, I loved the experience the other day. I don't understand as usual. Beneviva, just chill. Elaine, contingency is harsh at times to me. Beneviva, cope. Sweet Beneviva. Elaine, you have to read. It is vital to your time. Bertha, I know, but I want to read in my spare time while standing otherwise. Beneviva, only read. Sweetie. Elaine, well, it does no good to argue. Beneviva, maybe a little. Elaine, these gifts cannot be purchased. They must be only received as gifts. Yaffa, yes. Angels cannot ever be bribed, as you know. Sad dear. Ariel, but you will listen if I complain about the loss. Beneviva, yes. Ariel, it seems biologically motivated to complain. I hunger for that standing, but I am undergoing a sort of withdrawal from the experience. Beneviva, and we know that you never swear. It is good that you behave yourself, but still you try your best to express your loss. Ariel, the loss sure feels as strong as the experience of standing importantly lost. One wonders if there is a sort of opposite attraction. Beneviva, no, but there is compensation. Tob Shbeeb, why cannot angels be bribed? Benavova yo know why. Bertha not with extra flowers. Benavova you know you cannot do that. Though we accept them since we know you are kidding. Marian alright. It is hard. But I must also try and get something from Reading. Benavova yes. We know you are caught up with choosing another book. Elaine try this book. Kelly suggests Benavova read Homer's Iliad book gag. Part 3 So what does an individual's act of knowing have to do with her or his participation within a community? Benavova great question. Ora to ferreted since books themselves, or readings of them, I say, do not create the community. But sometimes are causes of an individual's distance from the community. When does a reader become a community member? Benavova when the community is around is when the reader ceases to be just a reader. Elaine but you say that for the most part readers and communities are incompatible because it is impossible to share totally personal experience. Benavova yes. And it would be great if more people participated in knowing. Elaine what Richard says about knowing what others all over the world know helps. Kelly it does. Elaine being able to discuss universalities is good. Ora to ferret the community here. Benavova yes. We know. Benavova. Kabbalah the community here also cannot be provoked out of its temporary staleness. Elaine it must rise in glory by every individual member's separate and shared knowing. Grouchy yes. Which is one thing which was on John Dewey's mind when he asked parents and teachers to guide children in the child's own interests. Shay and those of a community act like such children in need of help when it stales. Elaine we, or all of us need guides. Benavova yes. It is too bad role models are few. Elaine but, we can work out some things. Teresa like planning on finding a dynamic community of people. Benavova yes. Elaine but also working better. Planning better what we can do with the present one at hand. Diana let's do both. Ora to ferreted for the one around here we will tell you what the interests are of those in it so that you can get creative. Teresa and for a new one. We will do some figuring out with our limited resources. Elaine we know that you think that the community is the key to your Merkaba ride. Kabbalah and we know you don't like being lonely either though you have us to listen as Moses listened to the complaints of the Israelites. But this solitude around here is good. Don't forget for some things like reading, music, writing and resting. Grouchy book gag. Part last shell. Benavova go on. Dive right in. Benavova. Teresa boy that cat is tired. Benavova she's a sweetie. Elaine I wandered lonely as a cloud. That's hardly true. Benavova looking out the window at the sky right on. Perak bongasity. Benavova looking at the bongos they are tov. Amy love you. Benavova ahava. Amy what do you see? Benavova. Kelly the fresh clouds forming out there. Benavova tov. Kelly what the hell did Elaine just say? Ariello. She pulsed. I love you too. Benavova ahava. Ariel ahava teenatan. Benavova the flag of cloud formation is flying. Kelly yes. Shay are those bongos really sort of? Well, a cloud. Benavova yes. Shay I knew it. Benavova tov. Shay and those clouds yonder that are my books. Will they be read? Benavova why not? Shay Finnis book faff. Part 1 Schizophrenia is a serious illness which with medicine can be treated. Libby we all wish that victims of schizophrenia, cancer, AIDS and rape, to name a few serious problems, could be given the respect and help they need. Elaine these ailments in particular are ones which make it very hard on earth for people, victims or not, to trust in God. Libby yet, we know, Benavova, that is your argument with him as it rightly should be. Elaine it is an insane task to try and rationalize that these problems, schizophrenia, cancer, AIDS and rape are part of the way things are and should be. Libby but we angels also know you love Hashem. Elaine yet, you have this ongoing argument with him because you yourself love life and people, and many innocently suffer from these problems which exist in your world. Libby we know that you also do not understand why it is to be that hawks or other predators kill and devour the bodies of playful little creatures. Elaine you do not understand why there are these kinds of terrors in life. But we don't expect you to understand. So don't feel bad yourself if you cannot comprehend them through contemplation. Marian we know you are most always cheerful about things like hope and the future. Elaine and that you have tried to work on the non-profit MOAT with us to help others. Teresa MOAT might work still. Libby Tov. Bertha there is no reason to give up hope in a good project like MOAT. Yet we know also that your own life interests vary for different reasons. Or we want to see victims comforted so that they receive, from the many helpers around, better and happier lives. Perak, it does good to talk with these victims of schizophrenia because everybody is working it out. And schizophrenics sometimes feel further behind. Elaine, every human is learning. Grouchy, they have a right to have an argument with God about serious Jobian troubles like schizophrenia, cancer, AIDS and rape, like Nazi death camps, and like sleeplessness, Kabbalah, or if people do not trust, or in other ways are atheists, we can help alleviate some of their angers, but only they themselves can guide themselves through their lives alone who do not want anybody's help. Teresa, yes, we know there are many different belief systems. Shay, some are institutionalized, sometimes heavily, and some are not. Yaffa, keep in mind Thomas Jefferson's view that whether his neighbors believed in one God, many gods or no God, he did not care, and it should never matter. Elaine, why should we be discussing this, you ask? Kelly, yes. Benaviva, somebody you know is suffering from untreated schizophrenia, and they are resisting the professional treatment because they do not trust those who really can help, who could make life for that person a happier one and better. Kelly, we just wanted you to think about him. Elaine's poem for the eggs cluster, the eggs of a nest outside, which twigs circle, a spot for fragile, lurking near, wolf eyes, a great beast breathes a mist into air from the cold. The wolves are of the snow chill, the men tracks on the desolate valley are theirs. The sun's clouds array the sky heights far, their legs are upon a path quick. Cold heavens, chilling white the light forever to come in shock pleasure. Malak, Elaine with me, book Faf. Part 2 AR. Ammons in his poem Corson's Inlet is not playing with words but with scenes. Kabbalah, it is sort of like a metaphor for reading, his concept of finding order. So why did he not render explicitly the metaphor of reading in the poem? Amy, his delight is of questioning what he is seeing because what he is seeing is new because he is seeing it anew. Elaine, did he just discover this or was it just rephrased in this poem after years of meditation? Benaviva, he just discovered it. Ariel, pick a line. Not from memory though. Perak, as Benaviva is looking in the book, I see narrow orders, limited tightness, but will not run to that easy victory. Benaviva quoting a line, can a person see? Yes. Can there be narrow orders as a usual match? We think not. He made that up. The two words do not commonly go together. Yaffa, easy victory. Amy, yes. There is a chance those words match universally. Yaffa, another please. Elaine, in the bellies of minnows, orders swallowed. Diana, great line. Elaine, and though none of the words match universally, this is a great image and line. Shay, he seems as if by describing his inward perception that he is accepting it but knows that it will not last forever. Ariel, but Ammons knows that once expressed as in a poem, the perception can change over time still. Teresa, does he become what he beholds? Shay, I don't think so. Aura, he makes what he sees separate from what he thinks. Grouchy, good. Aura, now. Why? Ariel, what does he draw the line? You mean? Donna, yes. What is the purpose for difference here? Ariel, it must have something to do with a belief that he does not want to be a part of what he sees since he does not include his own walking self as part of the natural order of the environment. Donna, if he is banished in that way, being there for him makes him feel as if he is a stranger returning, like a kind of alien come back to observe in his strangeness. Hence the preoccupation with that difference of the universe and himself. He knew that what he saw was only a part of things until it was touched by his redescribing poetical imagination which formed it into his poem. Ariel Shay's poem 1 Hour Shine for Saga, space of power to seize in heaven light, and scatter it out, to fall upon the chosen path. It is come, all myself which silence educates, I clear up my hopeful existence into questions fibering of a super victory. The body multiplier gives endlessly in my world sparks of colors. The pond near the road is as soft as the breeze on the sunray soul that frisks. Malak Shay with me, Elaine's poem 5 touch up my light fires, revive my life, counsel my drooping solitudes. My various creature is joyfully that to please. My desire is my pleasure, manifest my love, my enjoyments large to prove out. For my dear imagines of high proportions while I multiply a communication that delights, and helps that degree of an infinity ever a manifesting. Malak Elaine with me, Amy's poem 2 A storm shield off my knowledge claims, my great take, to flick over for melody I witness my blaze in the sun clashes beholding in my flight hands the sizes freeze up, click clack, what sensitivity won't, the build blaze plays a glistening ship alack, with my time, and my brooms droop east are lively, changing lately, chaos connects on a cloud, now ice is the sweep, the separatedness of the jolly game, weather kingdom it, the north. A sprinkle sinks choice. Asks no favor. Malak Ame with me book faff. Part 3 another big loss. Elaine make a list of recent losses. Benaviva. Ame alright. Let's see. First, the meaning of standing exile. I lost important standing as well as the environment studies and observing. Benaviva they were gifts. Bertha they were just meant to last as short experiences. Elaine another. Ame as quick as it was found. The sort of Macbethian feeling of one. Benaviva yes. That's good. It quickly passed. Teresa hum. Benaviva yes. Billy you forget them too. But suffer the memory that you felt them. Bertha readings. And some writing of poems. Benaviva yes. Both were lost for a while. Elaine music. Benaviva aha. Ame it is overwhelming. Grouchy we do want good clean fun. But we will work on it. Teresa why did you put that shell outside? Yaffa and, don't hesitate on the answer. Billy. Elaine it was part of standing. You also asked me to and I agreed. It is a decoration. Benaviva yes. That it was. Bertha we know you would like to know. Aura as Billy is thinking the standing was not the only Merkaba. That was machine cloud. One afterlife. Elaine think. Kelly the angel explanation failed. The powerful proof. No one cared or heard. Benaviva bingo. Grouchy book faff. Part last the bowl. Benaviva yes. The bowl is plastic. Honey I could eat out of it. Or I could eat out of a ceramic bowl. Oh. The possibilities. Benaviva ceramic. Honey easier isn't always awesomer. Libby often not. Frick but alright. Then what? You could eat from the ceramic bowl. Good. Where? Honey well. Either I could eat in my lazy boy. Or maybe at the table. Benaviva with a nice mat. Ame yes. Benaviva and nice silverware. Ame yes. Sometimes with candlelight too. And wine. Benaviva Tov. Ame what about when I snack? Benaviva on peanuts or on crackers. You can change crackers while keeping peanuts. But don't stand. Sit. Ame music. Benaviva not yet. After the meal. Ame table. Mat. Candlelight. Wine. And lunch. Benaviva good. Ame with you all as great company. Benaviva aha. You don't need to set the table for us. Ame what about eating with Mamak? Purrs. Emma at. The monkey cat. And his best friend. Mortimer. The little pink mouse with black ears. Benaviva you can eat with them sometimes. But put those stuffed animals back when you are done. Ame clean your table so that you can eat off it later. Teresa and wash the ceramic bowls too. Elaine book EAE. Part 1 though you like our recent poems. Benaviva. There is a problem now writing them. Bertha with the way you write them. Ame first. You look for a line pattern off our list. Then you search for words. And this is not working to thrill you now. Marilyn you need to invent something new if you keep writing. The sonnets were different. Elaine we have our memorable juxtaposition method still. Yes. But you want something new. A new way. Teresa yes. You though with this recent method that you had it. Yaffa new sayings. Our book had a good method. Ame but we want something else. Elaine yes. There is still literary interpretation. Aura give some methods up. Benaviva. Penelope hum. Benaviva yes. She said that. You must read around. Donna juxtaposition and word pulling must be set aside perhaps for fun. Diana that's good. Some kind of larger picture to imagine. Elaine and we don't want you to stall the spacecraft either. Kabbalah make a budget later. Ame yes. We do want you to research the ways in which businesses can change into charitable non-profit companies. Yaffa yes. We know that you loathe politics. Kabbalah yes. We want you to write and give to charities still. Ame maybe soon. Aura to ferreted something creative may come after we are done with our book here. ZAZ to AAA. Aura we know you feel powerless. Shay powerless. When you are between this and that. Yaffa beauty. You want to experience beauty. So did Richard II. Diana beauty is all you want. But you might need the flowchart to help you. Yaffa Ariel's poem 4 on the sands of the seas are found. Bleached on the shore. They lay around. The waves nearby and the storm's winds roar from areas of some seen before. The white shapes by an oozy line. Monuments shrunken for living days divine. I stand when I am done in waters shining from the utmost sun. I calmly in my peace. To swim to it. Mostly cease. With the wet of the ocean grace. I rub my face. Malak Ariel with me Shay's poem 4 whip my jacket. My patience 1. Old bugles. The falls that a truth begun. Blooming pokey lily flower. After eyes. Spring helps desire to rise in its size. The spark skirt spun its labored ray for God to scholar it. The day. A child flower on a road. Now to yield. Help back and color a sea by the field. Perch over tree leaves. Simply care. A person love blooms. Next spare. Drift acquired to me from these hills. Yield one side and limit its fills. Clear lights for a sunshiny wave. A drink and daffodils brave. Malakshay with me Grouchy's poem one to look around at it all. What? With some crystal ball. And then to yield up. For the reign of forever as trusts the people plain. Soul tell each soul. Clear our way of every question seen on your mind now say what rave in peaceful answer. The bounds your interpretations brave. This day to pace them. The rest. The spiritual. Also ordered. But never addressed. Karmic life. The world peace. Our height. Come over. Claim all hopes and supreme sight from this day cycle. Jimmy a played out sound. Clear up my meaning. Make it be found. Malak Grouchy with me book EAE. Part 2 What's out there? Benavova. Tob Shbeeb out the window is the darkness of night. Benavova I think that is not night. Tob Shbeeb what is it then? Benavova it's dark but it's not night. Tob Shbeeb are you sure about that? Benavova it is dark because T-Raf is in town. Tob Shbeeb you mean Raya's in town. Benavova aha. Tob Shbeeb I love Raya. Benavova she loves you. Tob Shbeeb what are you going to do when T-Raf is coming for you? Tov Shalom why I am going to do what you think. Benavova and what is that? Benavova. Tov Shalom I am going to give her a hug by looking at numbers. Benavova oh yeah. Tov Shalom T-Raf made it dark. Benavova yes. She can do that. Tov Shalom what time is it? Benavova it is T-Raf who can tell you that. Tov Shalom oh. Benavova yes. Your watch and other clocks are not showing you the right time now, but instead are showing you a message from T-Raf. Tov Shalom why my clock reads 11:17. Benavova that is not the time. That is T-Raf. T-Raf is any and every number. Tov Shalom book EAE. Part 3 Teresa's finger is wagging no. Number. Benavova Teresa. Amy Aura Teferitat has long curly brown hair. Marilyn she has a gorgeous smile. Marian Hope just said very good. Penelope Elaine is cute too. A little shorter than Hope. Perak Aura Teferitat's other name is Jill. Benavova Aura Teferitat is pointing to another of our angel wives. Elaine I can understand a little but not everything. Benavova Libby. Yaffa Yeatsad Kavad's other name is Stephanie. Elaine and Yaffa move me much. Benavova yet. Elaine Aura Teferitat's hair I just confused with Kathleen's hair. Benavova is that Lisbeth's finger waving no. Frick but I think so. Benavova you are right a little. Frick but Lisbeth is one serious reader. Honey Perak asks me to hurry up. Benavova Lisbeth has one friendly beautiful smile. Elaine Yeatsad Kavad. A beauty. Donna my spiritual mom. Rosalinda is talkative. Benavova is it Yaffa here now? Amy yes. Benavova Tov. Amy book EAE. Part last Robbie Pop. He's collected. Bertha our angel children love candy. Soft peach candies. Diana Aura Teferitat says it will be okay. Benavova Rosalinda is Robbie Pop's wife. Amy Rosalinda is a little ironic at times. Maybe much. Benavova Kathleen loves to smile. Elaine Kathleen loves to laugh. Libby Billy. That is not Lisbeth pulsing you. Aura it's Perak. Elaine hi. Aura. Benavova Kathleen and Aura are wonderful. Elaine is fun too. Bertha Kabbalah is mysterious too. Aura Teferitat keeps smiling. Grouchy Aura Teferitat has the best sense of humor. Ariel is that Ariel who winked at you. Billy. Frick but I don't think so. Benavova that's right. Kathleen it was Aura. Benavova Aura is friendly. Shay Aura Teferitat is pushing the air. Why? Teresa it is a charade's message. Benavova and what is that message? Kathleen what is it Aura Teferitat? I give up. Benavova it just means it's time to play charades. Nothing more. Aura Teferitat book dad. Part 1 Kathleen has a knowing stare. Ariel Kathleen looks forward to each day. Yaffa Ariel has the smile of a teacher. Elaine Kathleen comes to me with something cheerful on her mind. Benavova Ariel. Shay Cully close up or far is pretty. Yaffa Yeatsad Kavad. Or Stephanie protects me. Benavova Yeatsad Kavad can become stern but not at Benavova. Bertha our angel children are numerous. Ariel Richard. My angel brother sits happily and smiles at me. Benavova Kathleen is saying no. No, with a smile about going outside just yet. Libby Kathleen loves our book we wrote called How to Win a Chess Game. Part 1 and 2. Honey Robbie Pop lets me know sometimes when something will happen for which I need to prepare. Benavova Kelly helps with my budget. Teresa Thrickbert. Or Hope just helped me make coffee. Benavova Kathleen tells that it is a gorgeous day. Yaffa we are one unique and happy angel family of so very many. Ama Kathleen helps me choose what to wear. Benavova Ariel helped Billy paint her picture. Elaine Marber is good with painting proportions. Honey Ariel. Libby Ariel is an angel. They all are. They pretty much all know all. Benavova Libby helps Benavova know a little sometimes. Shay Kathleen and Ariel play patty cake. Kelly Ariel never goes far off. Libby. Book Dad. Part 2 Honey. Benavova no. Ariel. Ariel Kathleen. Benavova aha. Kathleen Tob Shbeeb. Benavova that's right. Tob Shbeeb Kathleen again. Benavova aha. Kathleen is pretty as a picture. Elaine Schnoona. Benavova yet. Schnoona is warm and kind indeed. Ama Kathleen is Aura Teferated's favorite wife. Elaine R. Benavova Aura and Kathleen like a pleasant breeze. Elaine so do you. Benavova. Rosalinda good. Ariel as Benavova is thinking of his angel wives I love you. Kathleen I love you too. Benavova Aura Teferated is Benavova's sidekick. Ariel Benavova looks at the dark clouds. Valerie Tob Shbeeb is a hubcap and a great cook. Ama Honey comforts Benavova. Yaffa Aura Teferated helped me paint Kathleen's picture. Benavova hold still. Billy. It is time for Tob Shbeeb to draw the wind of the air. Ariel. Book Dad. Part 3 Schnoona is not melancholy but something is on her mind. Diana Schnoona is pretty as a picture too. Thrickbert Kelly says Schnoona wants you to weigh something. Grouchy has a normal tummy. Yaffa Aura Teferated is pushing the air again. Thrickbert then it's charade's time. Benavova aha. Thrickbert what did Tob Shbeeb just draw with your foot and toes? Ama was it a flower? Benavova aha. But which kind? Ama a rose. Benavova very good. Aura Teferated is looking at the floor. Why? Thrickbert is she representing a parent? Benavova yes. She is a parent and is representing a parent. Benavova Kathleen loves a gentle breeze. Elaine David. King of the kingdom from warm milk. Benavova yes. It would be nice if he visited soon. Aura Teferated Shelia. Your giraffe can sit now at the dining table. Grouchy Tov. Benavova just her. Not Mamak or the other stuffed animals. Ama Shelia is Thrickbert's giraffe mostly. Honey Ahavat. Thrickbert Benavova Ahava. Thrickbert you and the others I see need some red roses. Benavova thinking them to them thanks. Thrickbert Amy's poem 3 dance play for a stage now unknown. Sandy beaches. The blue which we own. The earth is up. Stubble. Flowers will brave what this year and more of it gave. Light all the water. And spin your view. So the sea. A sea of memories are of no few. Of the moment. Secrets be. The fallen water near a drier me. The light blue sky from the Enterprise. A year past a year darkly flies. The earth flowers attend near the stubble of the shore to defend yourself from the waves and their shower dancing in their water splash. After power. Malak Ama with me Book Dad. Part last head Batresha 3. Voyage to Metal Settle. Marilyn Varieties of Din Experience. Yaffa Voyage to Anonymous Markets. Grouchy Ulysses in Hell. A Theory of Colors. Yaffa Head Batresha. A Fantasy. Bertha Head Batresha 2. Diana Shell. MOAT and Barriers. Lisbeth Help for Charities. Perak Brainwashing. Ama MOAT. Outline. Ariel A Birdsea View of MOAT. Shapes and Spirals. Shay Art Book. Aura Teferated Another Nobody. Tob Shbeeb Lonely Mountain Sonnets and Other Poems. Elaine New Poems. Perak Long Lost and Other Poems. Shay Recollections of Worlds. Kelly Family Gnosis. Diana Influence and Jealousy. Elaine Listening in on Angels. Part 1 and 2. Bertha That Is Your Wife. Elaine How to Win the Lotto. Kabbalah The Wonder and Love of MOAT. Part 2. Kelly The Hydromancy of Jenny McBride. Part 2. Yaffa Constructing and Helping. Grouchy Book CAC. Part 1 It is truly remarkable how Harold Bloom's small book, A Map of Misreading is much larger in vision than it appears. Marian imagine a book carefully designed as a vast argument, with every sentence as a more compact argument of the larger architectural whole. Grouchy the greatness of that book is beyond its size. But imagine a book designed by its author so coherent that every piece fits together perfectly like a puzzle. Honey, that book is Bloom's A Map of Misreading. Frick, but even more so than its prequel, The Anxiety of Influence, where Bloom perfected his argument. Bertha, but in A Map of Misreading it is even stronger. A total comprehensive vision, aura, and useful too for its readers. Ariel, if any book, because of its architectural feats, could be compared to the Empire State Building, it is A Map of Misreading. Grouchy, you have read it 100s of times literally. Frick, but I love that book, and it has no bottom. Benaviva, it is probably your favorite book of his. Perak, yet. Benaviva, Bloom starts the book off with setting up his plan of reading poems. Shay, but while reading it, it does so much more than offer its own plan of reading poems. Perak, it is interesting that to argue his points, Bloom also offers the points of competitors and rivals whom he reads and understands fairly too. Aura to Ferretet, yes. Bloom is a total developer. A total definitive argument is expressed in a map. Perak, he writes like somebody offering us something. Grouchy, it is partially imitation by and of tradition which he is suggesting. Diana, there is no way to reduce his ideas. They grow over time and are utterly useful. Ariel, how can anybody challenge that little huge book? Aura to Ferretet, let's see if we can imagine who. Frick, but to challenge a map, one would have to argue that to argue is against the harmony of everything being just as it is supposed to be, especially when that harmony and perfection is achieved. Perak, Bloom's would then be up against Milton's Paradise Lost in the end. Diana, literary criticism versus epic poetry. Yaffa, though we are of the party of Bloom, Milton is stronger because Milton did the impossible. Milton invented Bloom himself. Aura to Ferretet, book CAC. Part 2, Richard Rorty, Donald Davidson, William James, John Dewey, Jennifer Yet. Perak, water. Elaine, how so? Jennifer, it can be messy. Yaffa, yes, we know. Aura, air. Elaine, sometimes the wind can be uncomfortable. Teresa, for Benaviva and other people. Bertha, rock. Elaine, keep going. Elaine. Grouchy, water. Air. Rock. Fire. Elaine, elements. Amy, all things which can be seen or heard but not felt. Teresa, yes. Elaine, rock. Kabbalah, we rock. Bertha, light the candles with aura sometime. Benaviva. Elaine, water. Kabbalah, water, hope. Elaine, water and air mixed. Jennifer, bubbles. Elaine, no, not that but close. Not water vapor either. Jennifer, rain. Elaine, aha. Rain. Jennifer, book CAC. Part 3, to be or not to be. Bertha, quoting Hamlet. Hamlet asks this question but afterwards puts all the pressure on the second part, the not to be. Kabbalah, he knows more about not to be than to be. Bertha, why does he start his soliloquy with the infinitive? Elaine, and suddenly contrast that infinitive with a dichotomy. Teresa, he left out either. Elaine, those words are all monosyllabic. Bertha, it really is not the question. Or it is a bad question, and he knows it. Teresa, well, his inwardness changes interestingly. Elaine, go back. Kelly, all right. Elaine, to be. Libby, to be is to live. Shay, to not be seems to die. Elaine, Hamlet assumes that there is a state of not being. Teresa, not being then is not continuing to exist. Therefore he assumed that there was no afterlife. Elaine, yes. People die, but they still be. Shay, temporarily only for others do people really not be. When they die, however, their soul keeps going forever. Literally, as we all know. Yaffa, to not be for Hamlet was self-reflective. He thought he would not exist for himself. Ariel, why would anybody ever say that? Yaffa, that there is no afterlife. Ariel, yes. When the ghost, Hamlet's father, did return. Yaffa, Hamlet certainly wasn't forgetful. To cease existing, he must have known this was impossible deep down. Elaine, Hamlet was talking just about his physical body. But why? Yaffa, and he wasn't contemplating self-slaughter but was thinking about heaven in general. Bertha, book CAC. Part last, you lost it. Benaviva. Honey, yes. I know. I always do. Benaviva, what the hell are we going to do? Honey, I cannot even consider what, since everything seems filled to the brim with already having been done. Benaviva, what is left for you to do? Honey, I suppose I just have to wait it all out and see. Benaviva, we know you love gifts. These experiences are temporary gifts even though they seem like they will last forever. Honey, even the bad ones. Benaviva, no. They are what makes room for the new gifts. Be grateful for them too. Honey, I sort of am. I just don't like to feel dull in between ideas. Benaviva, we know. Kabbalah, to seek hope does work. But these are memories which turn out so strong that my sense of loss is so great. Benaviva, we know. Those sorts are bad experiences. Bad hair days. which is what we all of us call them. Like today's Yaffa Yaffa, Kabbalah. Honey, is there much I can do since the bad hair days come out of the blue? Binavava, everybody has them. We are not saying that misery seeks company, but it can help to give some love to other people. Yaffa, how now? Binavava, we know you love communities. We also know you love artists of all sorts. Shay, you can try to step away from yourself and give some attention to what they are doing now. Teresa, and if you keep remembering good things, it will be good. Ora to ferret it, all right. Binavava, why not follow some suggestion of what to do from a book? Ora to ferret it, that sounds good. Binavava, find the image that popped up from your readings. Find a rose. Ora to ferret it, Tov. Binavava ahava. Ora to ferret it, book bab. Part 1, hurry up. Perak, about what? Binavava, about thinking what you just started to think. Perak, what? Oh, that it's alright to go back past visualizing what I want to write to working it out with sound, sense and dialogue instead. Binavava, that's it. Perak, it worked before. It was pretty good before. No need to give anything entirely up. Binavava, Tov. We will stick to our own traditions from which we are learning to imitate. Perak, what now? Ora to ferret it, what do you mean? Binavava, well, what is the subject? Ora to ferret it, I will let you pick one. Binavava, alright. This. I don't want you to worry, but you need to go through and type out some of your old papers. Ora to ferret it, cool. Binavava, yes. I know, but what? Binavava. Ora to ferret it, flowers. Binavava thinks some purple orchids to her and the others and candy for our Yeladim. Children. Ora to ferret it, alright. Binavava. Does. I know you need to talk. Ora to ferret it, a little about hope. Binavava, go for it. Ora to ferret it, we are looking at many things to do, which I have interest in, as well as ways to redescribe the world. However, I am having trouble hoping for a choice to be made soon for something more sustainable. Binavava, you will find it. Ora to ferret it, I don't want to miss out, but translation externally is difficult. Perhaps impossible. Binavava, that's because it's Babylon. Ora to ferret it, we have time traveled to Babylon. Or Bab for short. Teresa, book Bab. Part 2, Babylon. Libby, Babylon. Bertha, how'd we end up in Babylon? Donna, we symbolically built up the towers to the heavens. Ora to ferret it, the World Peace Observatory Tower. Binavava, yes. That was what sent up here. That and all this stuff we write. Ora to ferret it, well, in Babylon people don't understand each other. Binavava, yes. You cannot understand the community out there at all. We are fine though. Frick, but Babylon. Ha. Fancy that. Binavava, yes. Symbolically, just as it was symbolic in the story of the Torah. We are in Babylon without doubt. Ariel, there was no warning or rule not to build. Binavava, yes. I know. Ariel said we don't understand the community. Binavava, that's right. We are totally in Babylon. You cannot tell if anyone shares the same interests as you here. Ariel, does that mean what I think it means? Binavava, what? Ariel, that because we also don't understand Buddhism. We are in a Buddhist temple. Binavava, oh. That's right. Ariel, in China. Binavava, aha. Ariel, China is Babylon, is this place. Binavava, well, you're in a Buddhist temple. Yep. Ariel, because we built the World Peace Tower, and had pride in all our writing stuff. Binavava, yep. That's it. Ariel, book Bab. Part 3, there is no way I'm converting to Buddhism. I'm Jewish. It's not going to happen. Binavava, then they will keep you here forever. Valerie, I don't understand that. Binavava, you are not supposed to because it is Babylon as well. Valerie, so what do? I don't want to have anything to do with Buddhism. Plus I trust Hashem. Binavava, good. That's what we were hoping you would say. Yaffa, maybe there is a third alternative. Elaine, what is that? Binavava, to convert all the Buddhists of this Buddhist Babylonian temple to Judaism. Elaine, but Jews like me have absolutely no desire to convert anybody else to Judaism. Binavava, well, it looks like you will be here for a while. Elaine, how the heck am I supposed to get the Buddhists to change from Buddhism to Judaism? Binavava, you must get them to convert to Christianity first, and then to Judaism. Elaine, that is utterly ridiculous. Binavava, well, it does seem a challenge. Elaine, I am not out to change anybody. Binavava, change or be changed. Elaine, and the way Elaine is suggesting. First to get the community to convert to Christianity, then to Judaism, and you will understand them better. Share their interests and be released from the Temple of Babylon Buddhism into a Temple of Solomon. Teresa, well, since I do not like to not understand these people, I will see. Binavava. And there is another thing. Ariel, what's that? I'm afraid to ask. Binavava, though this Buddhist temple, a Babylonian one, looks the same as the old apartment complex. It is a Buddhist temple now. Yes, we know. You don't understand. Ariel, I feel strange that these Buddhists whom I don't understand, and I've tried before, will have to go and become Christian before being Jewish. What do I know about Christian conversion and its tactics? Binavava, nothing. But we will show you what they are. Ariel, thanks. Binavava, first things first. Christians think much about Jesus. We know. You don't, but they must before the second conversion into Judaism. You must get the Buddhists to have Jesus totally on their minds and in their hearts. Ariel, oh brother. Binavava, book bab. Part last, you know all the spiritual money which Moat, the monkey cat, has been collecting from the sales of all of the 250 books which we have written. Bertha, yeah, I forgot about that. Binavava, well, it is time we use it to hire actors to pretend that they are Christians so that they can help us convert the Buddhists into Christianity. Bertha, good. Binavava, let's do it. Donna, it is no fun being stuck in this Buddhist Babylon temple where people cannot be understood at all. I'm all in. Binavava, great. We knew you wanted to get out. Bertha, first we will hire the actors elsewhere to be in on this private conversion. They will play Christians and begin with converting the people of this Buddhist Babylon community into Christians. Yaffa, yes. We need the help. Kabbalah, we will get Moat, the monkey cat whose birthday is every day, to unlock his special safe to which only he knows the combination, and give us the money to pay for the actors who will pretend to be Christians in orderly convert the Buddhists, who are trapping you in their temple of Buddhism Babylon, to Christianity. Yaffa, once Christian, they will be better prepared to convert to Judaism. Elaine, and you think this will work? Binavava, we know it. Elaine, time traveling back to Babylon, Bab, has been hard on you because you love communities but hate not being able to understand anyone. Ariel, Tov. Binavava, we know just the right actors to hire. Ariel, yes. Leave that part up to us. Bertha, we will show you what to do from here on out. Frick, but I love you. Binavava, we love you too. Libby, this is why we have been saving our money. Grouchy, yes. For an emergency like this. Frick, but now. Kabbalah, now what? Binavava, now flowers, you idiot. Kabbalah, as Binavava thinks to them some orange hibiscus flowers. Book AAA. Part 1, are you really a Binavava? Ama, yes, I am. Binavava, prove it right now. Which angel is pulsing your body? Right now. Rosalinda, Frickbert. Binavava, what is the message? Rosalinda, she is saying that I am not an Attabert. Binavava, and what is an Attabert? Right now. Binavava. Rosalinda, an Attabert is a lonely and unhappy person who keeps others back from reading the best they can. Binavava, Ahava. Frickbert, Ahavert. Frickbert. Binavava, what else are you not? Honey, I am not a clone nor a robot. Binavava, can you prove that you are not? Rosalinda, sure. Binavava, not to us. Silly. To anybody else. Rosalinda, I think that the only way they could tell if I am not a clone or a robot who looked just like another human is if they trusted their angels enough to ask their angels that question. Binavava, that would mean that they speak with angels. Right. Rosalinda, yes. Binavava, and how can you yourself tell if they really speak with awesome, loving, kind authorities of angels or not? Rosalinda, by a test. Binavava, what test? Rosalinda, if they get the same message from an angel, say angel Tov Tov Shalom as I do, and we match messages, the other person and I. Binavava, you mean write the message down? Rosalinda, yes. If we both had the same angel message us and wrote down the same message, then voila. Binavava, that's the test. Now try it out. Right now. Rosalinda, book AAA. Part 2, what's that book of ours which Tob Shbeeb is asking you to think about? Bertha, that would be our book we wrote not too long ago called Angel Bugging and the Dog. Binavava, now forget the second half of that book. The part which we call the dog, and tell me why you ceased writing it all the way out. Bertha, I only got to the 10th canto out of a projected 66 or so. I stopped writing because I became preoccupied with writing and finishing another poem volume. I think. Binavava, yes. You made 10 cantos out of 66, you idiot. Yaffa, alright. Let's work more on that book next. Binavava, that's an option, but we also want to return to the bigger book Angel Birthdays, where Shay's birthday was completed in 400 lines. Ora to Ferretat, just 35 more sections of 400 lines each to go. Grouchy AAA. Binavava, yes. You've had enough fun distracting people from reading Charles Dickens' The Pickwick Papers. It's time to put more focus on completing that book. Bertha Tov. Elaine AAA. Benaviva what? Elaine AAA. Benaviva why are you being silly? Benaviva. We are almost done. Ariel I just feel like Caliban with all that work to do. Benaviva no rush. We know that you are just kidding. We will pace our work well. Ariel alright. I will take back the AAA and I will get serious. Benaviva you are a writer. Writing is your job. Jennifer now what? Elaine the Buddhist Babylon Temple. Benaviva yes. I know. We are going to rock and not just with our music. Elaine how about a clue on just how we will rock? Elaine. Benaviva asked T-Raff. Elaine what are you going to do when T-Raff is coming for you? Rosalinda I am going to ask her that question. Rosalinda. Benaviva book AAA. Part 3 Lem get this straight. Benaviva alright. Elaine angels bug seers. And will keep bugging them in mysterious ways until the seers give more money to charity. Benaviva yes. Elaine for the charities. Not limited to, but usually for help for victims of schizophrenia, cancer, AIDS and rape. Benaviva yes. Elaine until there is no more schizophrenia, cancer, AIDS and rape the angels will keep annoying seers, because those with money tend to be the ones who are in the position and have the power to help best. Benaviva yes. Elaine angels always win. Libby she means at the game of spiritual golf against the seers, which is one way the seers can pay, when losing these games, funds for those charities. Donna we also want to build MOAT2 to further help these charities out. Frick but any bit of help for now is welcome. Yaffa yes. Angels bug the seers because most seers need motivation to give back to the community to help others. Shay nobody but angels and seers know how to play spiritual golf. Kabbalah yet. Angels always win. This is the case. Sigh. Grouchy and our book. Angels bugging was a good start to explaining how we angels bug, but do no harm to humans. Who happen to be seers. Bertha now what? Kabbalah well. So we end up trying our best to eliminate the ills of schizophrenia, cancer, AIDS and rape, and get money for their victims. Grouchy we wanted to tell you that the seers give a little, but they could give much more. More money and more love. Ariel what is stopping them? Benaviva they just aren't annoyed enough about those problems. Honey we have our limits to how much we can annoy since we don't harm anybody. Yaffa so let's just chill. We need some new plan for helping these charities. Elaine yes. The reasons we want to help are indeed serious. Shay we have a good time most of the time. It would be really wonderful if we could make real progress helping out those victims of schizophrenia, cancer, AIDS and rape. They need more help, money, love and hope. Marion book AAA. Part last where am I? Benaviva you are where you think you are. Elaine I'm somewhere, but am I still in the Buddhist Babylon temple? Benaviva no. T-Raff got you out. Marion does that mean we are back in the old apartments and not in Babylon anymore? Benaviva yes. Elaine it was just a sort of experience. Bertha I see. So T-Raff. My other spiritual mother got me out. Benaviva yes. Elaine what about the actors we were going to hire to pretend they were, well, Christians? Benaviva they are waiting to be paid. Diana Emoat. The monkey cat. Will pay them the money from the safe to which only he knows the combination. Benaviva aha. Honey so what will they do? Benaviva you will see. Kabbalah at least I don't. Well. Benaviva well what? Benaviva. Rosalinda at least I don't feel as if I cannot understand this community. Benaviva good. But. Rosalinda but what? Rosalinda spiritual mother also. Benaviva but Emoat. The monkey cat. Needs his cake. Rosalinda Mo. At is special not only because every day is his birthday, but also because he is the only one ever who can have his cake and eat it too. Ariel how does he do that? Benaviva he eats it from the inside out. Ariel as they all give Mo. At his cake and sing him happy birthday Finis.